Leroy can't hear you. There we go.
Wait, that's not the worst part. The worst part is we're all waving at Marcos.
Yeah, and he's just looking
I'm
down.
trying
He's
to
looking
mute him, and I
down.
can't. and it's
Marcos
very
is like Marcos is like the star slugger in the batter's box, and we're all trying to say, "Hey, can you take this pitch?" He goes, "I'm hacking 3-0. Don't care. I'm hacking."
Sometimes you got to go for it.
Sometimes you just got. Just like we're all Marcos, hit and run. He goes, "Nah, swinging for the fences,
Swinging
dude.
for the fences, baby.
Swinging for the fences.
Batter up.
Choke up a little, Marcos. Yeah, I touched the ear. That's indicator."
Don't know what that means.
I love watching coaches do sign. I kind of miss baseball. I got to be honest with you. I don't know what's wrong with me.
If you miss baseball, they have that event next week.
What do they got next week? Oh, FanFest.
Fan
I think I'm
Fest.
out at FanFest. I think we're gonna be. I'm gonna be out there. I think
I'm gonna go.
No, when is isn't the World Baseball
Where's that?
Classic this year too?
the World Baseball Classic is this year. I believe we're gonna be out at spring training coming up
Yes.
at some point too.
I did hear that.
So that's
yesterday.
exciting.
Yeah.
So yeah. By the way, did you see yesterday?
What?
So keen eyes on the Marlins equipment truck showed some teal pinstripe uniforms being brought up to Jupiter.
Bye.
I like it. I like it.
Why would they do that?
Why would they do that? Huh? Why would they say that? Why would they do that?
By the way,
Interesting.
so I was watching the Hawks last night.
Okay.
And
What were they on?
Huh?
What were the Hawks on? Were they on the West? Were they the West Coast game?
Didn't they play? They played the Suns.
Okay, so they were the game after
Yeah.
that horrendous blowout.
God.
Because I tuned in for that. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
Celtics.
I
killed
went
the
and
Nets.
I went and watched something else.
I understand.
But every time they talk about John Collins and trade fodder, he threw up a brick.
Yeah. He hasn't had a great year. That's probably why they had to lower their trade ask for him, because that's always the danger. Like, it is an interesting thing as a basketball team, and this John Collins non-fit in Atlanta has been brewing for like a few years, very similar to Miles Turner. Now,
Right.
Miles Turner changed because they ended up getting rid of Sabonis, and now it kind of works with Halliburton. So it's a better fit for them. But it's interesting when you have some of these guys and you have a star like Trae Young, kind of a ball hog, and you have a lot of other guys. It's tough for a guy like John Collins, who's a talented offensive player, doesn't get the touches that he wants. You already have a great connection with Trae Young and Clint Capella. So
How would that work here anyway? Because like when guys come here, the first thing they understand is that you're not gonna get as many touches.
I think the thing that is with the Heat is they don't really have a guy who, I mean, like, their guys all average 21 points. Like, there's not a Trae Young who's what is he averaging? 28, something like that.
Right.
And I think it's just these guys are more, I think they're a little easier to play with.
Right.
Even though, I mean, like, look, the Heat's offense has been horrendous all year. They're I think what did I see Brady Hawk tweet the other day? They're bottom 4 offense, but top 4 defense. Like, they are a yin and yang team. That is what their identity is.
Which means that puts you right in the middle.
Yeah. Well,
right?
yeah.
You can win any game and you can lose any game
because
you don't score.
I think I saw Cooper Moorhead from Heat.com 20-15 in clutch games, which is essentially so their winning record in clutch games, which is, I think it was 35 clutch games this year. That's 2/3 of the season, basically, have been 5 points or less in 5 minutes and 5 or less minutes.
And
that's every game.
The problem is that they're exerting a whole lot more energy for their record than other teams are. And at some point, is that going to wear them down?
Maybe. I don't know.
They got to be so violent and ferocious on defense to make up for the lack of offense, when before, that good D would just, lead to a couple of threes or something like that, and you could kind of take a deep breath.
The only guy I really worry about that with is Bam. I think that because
They ask him to do so much.
he's the most versatile.
Right.
He doesn't really have a backup. They just lost Orlando Robinson now. He fractured his thumb. So I mean, thankfully Big Yurt's coming back, but he still needs a few games. So I guess the dead man's back tonight.
Hey, he got a little bit of that. Who's the old looking dude? That got
Greg
drafted?
Oden?
Greg. He got a little bit of that Oden, right? Because he looks a lot older than he is.
Yeah, how old is Dwayne Dedmon? Was he 32?
32. If you told me he was 42, I
33.
33. If you told me he was the same age as Tom Brady, I wouldn't.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Julius Randle has that too.
Woo!
We're like,
Julius Randle walks like nothing is limber, right?
Julius Randle, 28 years old. If you told me he was 36, I'd be like, I see it.
Yeah.
We'll see him tonight. We will see him tonight. Heat and Knicks should be a fun one tonight. You guys, of course, can hear that.
7:30.
7:30 tip-off tonight, Leroy.
Okay.
From what they call the Mecca. Oh, the Mecca Bros. They are annoying.
Any updates on your boy?
Who's that? Oh, Fangio? Nope, not a peep. I think I saw one report out of the Senior Bowl, and it said like it's still the expectation is he's going to take the Dolphins job, but I don't know who's telling him that. Chris Greer, Chris Greer, because at Mobile, like of course they're going to think he's going to take the job. I feel like has he officially interviewed with anything? It's such a weird thing. Like,
well, here's the deal.
To have a report that it was agreed upon, and now we're at Thursday, and there really has been no other update on it is so strange.
Can I tell you what happens here in these situations is that so Vic Fangio gets a job. All of his boys, the crew that he coached with, the number of years that he's coached, these guys end up with head coaching jobs. And then they say, hey, if you ever, if you're done there, we got a spot for you. Love to have you come. So you have Shanahan, you have Mike McDaniel, you have the relationship he has with Peyton, right? And so now it's not necessarily a money thing, but let's figure out which one of these friends I'm going to go with and which two I'm going to tell no. So I can understand how it could be difficult because normally here's what happens. A coach will leave a organization to go either take a head coaching job or what have you. And all of his friends get a comeuppance. So that means that now maybe your linebacker coach might become your defensive coordinator. Or maybe your quarterback's coach from the team you were on gets a step up and he becomes an offensive coordinator. And so all of these, you'd be amazed at the networking of these coaches before the games.
It seems like it. It seems all like a big spider web. And I guess that's why they call it the coaching tree, like it's all. It's all kind of branched off and things like that. But it's just, I think the thing that's it, like, look, he's been around a long time. It seems like he's got a lot of respect around the league, clearly, because it was like, oh, he's got great respect for Mike McDaniel. Oh, but he was planning to be with Sean Payton. Oh, but he's got respect for Kyle Shanahan. It's like, okay, everybody loves him. Great.
Yeah, but you don't think that could be difficult?
I just want, dude, make your choice. Let's go.
It's not that easy, though.
It's not. Oh, look, he's going to be the highest paid coordinator no matter what. Pick your team.
So how long have we been doing the show?
7 years.
Okay. What if somebody came to one of us and said, hey, we'd like to pay you. We'd like you to come and work for us, but not with your buddy. You don't think that would take some time to at least mull over?
No.
Wow.
Wow.
So you be out. Wait.
-1.
You wouldn't even think about it?
No.
You'd just be out.
No.
For deception.
Oh, you wouldn't leave.
No.
My God, I couldn't even figure out. I presented the question. You answered it. I couldn't figure out which way you were going.
They
So
call me
how do
10
you
times.
think Vic Fangio is feels?
No.
Wait,
TTTD.
you see, wait. Okay, J Fig, Marcos. When he said when I said you're gonna need time to mull it over, he said no, like he was out. Am I off?
No, I would never.
signing a contract as he said it.
dude.
No, that's not what I meant, dude. 10
Okay.
toes down, Tobes.
No, dude. When you answered that question that quick, we were like, damn, he is out.
Nope.
For deception.
That's not true.
So just imagine, wait. Look at how just our conversation just went on a fictitious
Okay, but
scenario.
This is the scenario now. This is really the scenario, though, because it's not one of us leaving. He doesn't have a job. He is unemployed. So it would be like, hey, do you want to go with this friend or this friend or this friend? They're all going to pay you the same amount of money. Pick a friend.
You're not.
Oh, come on, dude. He's going to get oodles of cash no matter what.
Here's what I would say. You have to be careful because he can't go to a team when he's damn near getting paid the same amount as the coach.
Why not?
What? Dude, you can't.
Why not?
You can't have a coordinator making the same amount as a coach.
Leroy, they own Walmart.
Who owns Walmart?
The Broncos owners.
Well, okay, what does that have? We talking about the Dolphins. What do you?
I'm just saying, like Vic Fangio. Like you don't think? First of all, who do you think makes more money, Sean Payton or Mike McDaniel?
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. Okay, so you're telling me like Vic Fangio is like, all right, hey, the Broncos are now offering me more, but that's gonna maybe put him in. Let's see, theoretically, would that put him in line with Mike McDaniel if they had to give him another bumpy bump? I don't know.
Yeah. All right, I'm just saying that I was almost a little hurt by your immediate answer.
Well, my
we needed some clarification,
was reflective of staying
because
that's what it meant.
You said it like I am out.
No, I don't even have to think about it.
Well, hey, you're the only person that understood that because the three of us were like, damn.
Well, that's just because you guys always think I'm going to make a rat finkery move, and that's not
Because
true.
you are. What are you talking about?
Even the Twitcher Robin Hill, or no, this is a YouTuber, says Tobin was so out.
I was not, Robin.
You're out, dude.
Hey, you were rats off a ship.
I wasn't rats off a
Everyone
ship.
can see right through you.
It's not true.
It's a fraud.
But again, we had no idea what you. If we have a hard time understanding whether you're coming or staying, or leaving or staying,
Mhm.
then what do you think Vic Fangio's going through? He's got 3 friends.
I don't know, dude. It just seems to me like,
What's the rush? Let me ask you, what's the rush?
apparently nothing. He's the old don't like to rush.
Oh, here we go again. What do you think he's sitting around watching ESPN, eating Melba toast and drinking a cup of coffee?
No, I picture him watching like Judge Judy or Blue Bloods. The old love Blue Bloods.
What do you?
Continue with that.
Right now on Pop TV, there's Bonanza. That's an old show. Oh gosh, you are something.
Take a quick break. By the way, that was your headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Back after this. The old don't like to rush. He'll be back. The old love attention. Free dinners. The old love free meals. Blue Bloods. The old love Blue Bloods. What, dude? I feel like I'm gonna have like a minibus pull up here on their way to Publix, and they just beat me with their canes.
Oh, they'll be here soon enough.
That little white bus.
Yeah. Oh, that's trouble. Don't even bother going to Publix. You see that little white bus.
When it shows up, just accept it. You'll know why.
I'm just moving on. You know what? I'll come back another time.
Yeah.
Because first of all, you're gonna get hit by a bunch of the carts zooming on through. Let me ask you something. I mean, travel for travel. Is there any place more dangerous than crossing lanes in public? The blind spot is very scary.
You know those little striped white and yellow lines going across there? People don't pay attention.
They don't pay attention.
You know how many times I almost got hit because somebody decided to use that area as drop off or pick up groceries, and another car went around them, and I was just standing there going.
Yes, obviously the people down here, especially the pedestrians, they don't care. They don't care down here. There's just there's a lack of give a bleep that hits a new level down here when it comes to when they're going to pedestrian and when they're not. And by the way, guilty. I do the same thing, especially at Heat games. You think I'm going to go all the way to that crosswalk to get to the arena? No, thanks, dude. I am crossing over the train tracks.
Well, here's
got to save some time.
I mean, I guess. Got to get a hot churro.
Oh, I would love a churro.
Nice and hot.
Doesn't it have to be hot, though? You can't get an old churro.
See that Bayside's trying to do a facelift? I'm not buying it.
Are they?
Yeah.
What's going on over there? I haven't
The
gone in a
whole
while.
stage is getting revamped. They're trying to do some stuff. They're trying to fix
The
it.
Bayfront Park stage?
Yeah, basically.
There's a churro mania in Bayside.
Is there?
Is there? It's pretty close.
This may have picked up.
I'm telling you, we have hit that Five Guys over the head a few times.
Yeah. Do they still have a Fat Tuesdays? Are there still daiquiri bars over at Bayside? Is that still a thing?
I feel like that will never.
Or is Wet Willie's the last one standing down here?
Can I say per capita?
Fat Tuesdays exist.
New Orleans.
Really?
New Orleans has more daiquiri places because every bar has daiquiris. And in the French Quarter, everybody has daiquiris. And that's not even counting the Fat Tuesdays and what have you.
There should be more down
you can
here.
get a daiquiri anywhere.
Daiquiris are good. We shared a daiquiri once.
What? No, we didn't.
Oh,
Yeah, we did.
That's really sweet.
We had a
Leroy.
daiquiri date. I mean, we didn't share.
That's
We didn't.
adorable.
It wasn't two straws out of the same
Leroy.
cup. But after
Nah.
the Hard Rock, when Wet Willie's was still there,
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
we
we
did.
would always go
at the
on
OG.
Fridays.
Yeah, dude.
Fridays.
Hmm.
Hey, want to go get a daiquiri? Well, yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
You
Delicious.
can't refuse one.
Yep.
You just can't. And in
But
this
that was
heat,
also
it works.
that was also back in the day when SWAT came and got me
Yeah,
wearing my Halloween
that was
costume.
that was the outdoor poker room.
The outdoor poker room.
Well, it was
Oh.
separate
And I
from
walked
the
in with my
casino.
ninja costume.
Only
Sir,
only
you
would
cannot
do
come in here like that. Cops everywhere. I'm like, yo,
Warming.
it's Halloween, dude. Sorry.
I haven't been in the Hard Rock in a little bit. I haven't been since Stars and Strings, I think.
that.
When I perused through there before, and especially when we went to see Bare Knuckles.
Yeah.
But I used to like when they used to do them on the other side because, like, it's weird they do the fights in a theater, so you're looking down at the stage, and you having a fight when the seating doesn't go all the way around.
So
Yeah, it's weird.
speaking of Bare Knuckles today, so I got a call yesterday from my guy at the UFC, right? And by the way, I tried squeezing out of him, hey, we getting this UFC? He won't tell me. Lockbox. He did the wiggle room. He did the me to me.
Come on, man.
He goes,
You
gotta make
recognize
I'm
it
like,
well.
so I said, hey, rumors true. We coming down? And he goes, I sure would like it.
Oh,
What answer is that?
That's a.
So
We may have
so he asked me,
a
he goes,
car down there.
he goes,
Or
hey,
just
you guys into this power slap? And I was like, well, we were talking about it yesterday. Leroy said he fell into the TikTok rabbit hole on it a little bit. He goes, did you guys have somebody on who power slaps?
No.
Well, we are.
Uh,
He's very good to me. I owed him one.
Yeah.
He's very good to me. So he sends me the bio
Mhm.
of this person who's coming on with us today. His
Oh
name is
my
Vern.
God.
His name is Vern Cathy. He
All
looks like he basically, Vern.
Let me spell.
He's from Kansas.
Vern Cathy.
Yep. These are the highlights on his bio.
Ooh.
Has traveled the world competing in the Highland Games, a Scottish themed strongman competition.
So did you just lift heavy stuff and kill?
I guess so.
Oh, that's when they throw the big logs.
Had the highest score at the human force test at the UFC Performance Center of 52,138. I don't know what the hell that means.
Oh, that's they test how strong your slap is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I was watching a little bit last
And
night.
that's what they were talking about. His numbers.
I was watching Slap Jesus. That's who I was watching. And I think my favorite thing about Power Slap is that they hold up the mitts and practice the slap. I'm like,
Yeah.
come on. What are we, really?
But my question is, nobody ever gets knocked out?
I'm actually watching Vernon Cathy. Is that his name?
Vern, yeah. Or
Vern.
maybe he goes, I don't know.
I don't know.
They,
We'll go
they
with
told me
Vern.
it was Vern.
It's Vern, then. This guy knocked someone out with a slap, and I see him in his kilt here doing exactly what Leroy was talking about. So
He has this is my favorite one on here though. Had a high school track rivalry with NFL star wide receiver Jordy Nelson
what?
In Kansas?
in Kansas.
Well,
Intangibles.
So,
Track?
so
And I gotta say, what was the rivalry in shot put?
I was gonna say I don't know, dude.
Because I'm looking at Vern. Vern don't look like he can burn.
Vern don't look like a DB.
He does not. So I'm just curious, like, what do you mean you had a rivalry with Jordy Nelson?
What are
Anyway,
we
so he's gonna join us later on in the
What
show
are
today.
we doing?
I'm looking at the video of him smacking right now.
You're
Wait, did
uncomfortable?
you say smacking?
Yeah, he's just smacking. And
Is he good?
where do I audition?
You want to be in the slap
What?
competition?
Can you take a slap though? That's everyone can deliver a slap.
Right.
That's
Well, they were. I was like, Dana White was like, he goes, "You think the coin toss is important in NFL? Coin toss is everything in power slap." I'm like, well, yeah, it can be over in
Pretty
one slap.
much.
So I'm trying to like, I mean, they're dusting up, right? They're getting their hands all right. And I
Love
mean,
how serious the
Yes!
opponent is. Just like ready to take it.
they even do a stare down.
Yeah.
They do all this. I'm like,
They look
wait
like
a
they're
minute.
doing like a battle
You
rap.
get
on
ready
what?
to slap the crap out of each other. You don't need to stare each other down.
I gotta tell you, the guy he knocked out too with his head tattoo, like that guy looks like
That's
he could
what
take
I'm
a
looking
slap.
at.
Yeah.
Yes.
This guy and Vern just give him the business.
Yeah.
You can't have a full skull tattoo and not take a slap.
I mean,
don't know,
so
man.
I'm. Are we gonna try to figure out what the rules are?
I think, slap first, slap hard.
Because remember, they used to have
That'll
the
be my
thing-
motto once I audition.
They used to have the thing where you had to hold on to the little peg like arm wrestling, and they used to punch the crap out of each other.
Yes,
Yeah,
and it's
that's only in Russia.
apparently so.
Found the rules.
Even
There's one rule.
Even Russia was like power slap, a little too gnarly.
Look, slaps must be below the eye but above the chin, without
Wait,
leading
What
with
if
the
you got a
palm.
big hand?
I don't know.
Not,
you gotta-
not negative.
Not leading with the palm, so you got to hit fingers,
I guess, yeah.
full hand.
Yeah, you can't like
Yeah, because if you the palms, yeah, I get
for
it.
sure, for sure.
Hmm.
And then those being slapped may not flinch, raise their shoulder, or tuck their chins.
That's right. Take it.
Huh.
Wow.
All right.
All right.
What if I have small fingers?
Yeah, are you allowed to have nails? Like, what if you?
You sure you want to go to this league? I've
I
seen
don't
some
know. I don't
crazy
know,
stuff.
JP.
I'm not saying,
JB,
dude.
I would just say it like this. I can see you get hit one time and go, "Oh hell no!"
I've seen a sunburn take you out, JP.
Forget the smack. I'm going all in.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break. Jimmy Butler with some goosies for you. That's next.
Good news. celebrating 85 years of service to our community. Then, now, forever. Broward Health.
All right, 15 minutes of heat here for you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 o'clock. We are streaming live on YouTube, Miami 560 WQAM. That is the channel. On Twitch, on YouTube. Leroy has just entered the chat. He's Big Mouth Leroy.
What chat did I enter?
Twitch. Well, the whole StreamYard chat, but you've entered the Twitch chat.
Yeah,
Which I think the Twitchers like. You stay true to your Twitch roots.
I do. I go back and forth during the show.
The texters are mad. You used to be a very heavy text interactor, and they feel like you've abandoned them.
I didn't abandon them. Remember, the text number switched and my login switched, and ever since that all happened, I haven't gone to the text line.
Guy says, I knew Tobin meant to stay. Am I a sucker? Yeah. Look, you're not a sucker. I would never leave Leroy. That's my guy.
All right, I don't know.
For deception.
Yeah, there's been a bit of a question regarding your loyalties.
What?
You know what, though? Now, Leroy, you understand how the Dolphin fan feels about Vic Fangio.
Yeah, bum.
Questioning the
Yeah,
loyalties.
but he hasn't been a part of the family yet.
Guy says, my great-grandfather saw Fangs looking for a place at Century Village. Well, that's nice.
Oh, all right.
The guy just says that Fangio watches Matlock.
That was a Matlock theme I was playing. I didn't realize it was a slapper, dog.
Does it? Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch Matlock a little bit.
There you go, dude.
I'm going to sample that. I really will.
Well, there's a lot of shows back then. Let's see, Matlock. What was the In the Heat of the Night?
Oh, in the heat of the night.
Which
Was that good?
is pretty funny because the same guy from All in the Family is doing another racist show.
Oh, all right.
Tonight at 7 o'clock on TNT, the All-Star reserves will be announced. So we should get clarity that Bam Adebayo is an All-Star. If he's not,
Where do I meet you?
just dude,
There's
NBA,
no way.
don't leave Bam Adebayo off that All-Star team. All right?
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't you do it. I thought Tyler had some interesting quotes to Barry Jackson. He had said that he thought he believes, I think last year was probably a better opportunity for me to be an All-Star because we were first in the East. Some guys were injured last year. Bam is most deserving, and Jimmy. We have 2 All-Stars on the team. My time will come. There's a very nice, mature response from Tyler Hero.
You know, it's easier to make that once you get your money.
For sure. That definitely I do agree that, like, I think he had an all-star season last year, and especially with the Heat. Jimmy being as with the injuries. First of all, the Heat only getting 1 all-star last year was a joke. I thought that was stupid. And Tyler basically just didn't get in because he was a reserve, which was dumb. He should have gotten in. He should have gotten in yesterday. But this quote by Jimmy Butler has been getting the Heat fans goosed up, Leroy. Well, at least me. And he did an interview with Uprocks. Jimmy doing a lot of press because of this Michelob Ultra commercial. But the individual who did this interview, he goes by the name of Jackson Frank. Sounds legit. On Uprocks.
You sure you don't have it backwards?
I was going to say his name is backwards, dude.
Frank
You
Jackson?
think it should be Frank Jackson?
Yeah, I
know
think they
it should
put
be
the
Frank
comma,
Jackson.
last name, comma, first name.
I don't think so, dude. I think his name is Jackson Frank. It
No,
says Jackson Frank is a freelance NBA reporter located in Portland.
that's his stage name for sure.
Dude,
2 first names.
his name is Jackson Frank.
You're
I'm not going to
mistaken.
live here and just let you guys sit here and say that
Nope.
that's not true.
You are
Okay,
mistaken.
Runaway June.
Gotcha.
Don't act like you haven't screwed it up.
Dude,
So we have questions.
even on Twitter, he's,
Don't act like you haven't
this is ridiculous.
possibly got a name wrong.
Aha. When I Google Frank Jackson, someone comes up. Look at that.
You're a bastard.
That's true.
Mhm.
I did see that.
So this is what Jackson had to say to Jimmy. And he says, a couple of guys key to all the success are Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. What impresses you about the way Bam and Tyler have made their strides in their game since you joined the Heat? And Jimmy says, honestly, I see a lot of myself when you talk about their career paths and trajectory of everything. They figured it out. They realize they belong in this league. They're constantly proving they belong in this league. Not only that, they've gotten better every single year, and they're going to continue to get better every single year. But this is the Goosies part right here, Leroy. All right. And before you know it, we're all going to end up winning a championship together because I don't plan on going anywhere. Tyler doesn't plan on going anywhere. And Bam doesn't plan on going anywhere. So we're just going to have to figure this out.
Goosies galore.
I love that quote, dude. Goosies. Why are you looking at me so blankly? Like, I don't understand. So you didn't get the Goosies from that?
I mean,
no Goosies?
I mean, yeah, all right. I mean,
what?
We're like, yes, very nice, Jimmy.
Oh, you what, dude?
That's his level of Goosies.
Come on, man.
Very nice, Jimmy.
Very nice.
So you just think it's a thing. You don't even think it doesn't even raise your goose. Not one goose.
Like it. I mean, we've seen it. I guess if we were in another city and heard somebody say this about their teammates, then we'd have a different reaction. But the fact that we've also seen it, right? This doesn't come as a surprise to any of us. We've seen the work that these guys have put in. So where I appreciate what Jimmy said, we were on the same line as he was with how these guys have progressed and gotten better every year. So that's why this is not breaking news to us.
Dade South, no Goosies. This means nothing.
Why?
So not even a goo?
Not even one.
Not
goo.
even a goo?
Guy says Tobin finds Goosies in everything.
Right, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Like we've witnessed this, we've seen it. So to have somebody say it doesn't have the same effect as if it were somebody on a team that we know nothing about.
Game Boy says, I'm going to win the lotto someday. That's samesies is what he said.
But it's not, though.
It's not.
I don't like it. You guys are disappointed with your lack of Goosies on this.
I'm not
even just talking to you. I'm talking to the tweeters and the
I'm
Twitchers
not
and the texters.
dismissing what he said, but you can't sit here and tell me that we don't have some of those same sentiments. And we haven't had those sentiments over the last couple of years with the progression of Tyler, the progression of Bam, right? So
I think the thing that's
it doesn't come as a shock.
No, this is the interesting thing about it though, is I think we know Jimmy is a great playoff player. We know Bam is a playoff player. Tyler has some proving to do. And I think that like all this flirtation that they do or all the orcas that everybody wants, it really does come down to for him, which is a little unfair because he's only 23 years old.
But that's my point. But you're making it a point, and he's only 23.
Right. But I'm saying, but Jimmy's not in that same like age window. So it's like, well, is this guy going to make the strides that he needs at the time where Jimmy's still that effective? That's the question, I think.
Here's the problem. Okay. Most basketball players come into their own 26, 27.
Yeah, I would say that's fair.
And to all of a sudden say because Jimmy's older and his window's a little bit different, then that means Tyler's window has to change.
It is an unfair question, but I think it may be an unfair ask, but that's why there's so much fodder around them every summer, isn't it? Like when people are talking about getting Beal or whoever, it's one of these things where it's like, well, because you're looking for that final scorer, which is technically Tyler's role, because you're like, all right, is he going to be ready for this? Because last year in the playoffs, like he said to us, he's like, I was in the mud. I didn't feel that way. For whatever reason, he just couldn't get it going. Part of that also ended up being injury at the end of it, but he even admitted like it just also was performance. Like wasn't himself, didn't have that mental edge like he usually has in the regular season. So is he going to show that in the postseason this year? And if Tyler is that dude, I do think that they compete in playoff series with anybody.
Well, but the problem is that, and I don't want to say this because I don't want people to think that I'm thinking
Say it.
The process is the process, right? Like it doesn't. You can't make a 23-year-old a 26-year-old when you know that that's when they go into their window of what they're basically going to be. And although Tyler has done some things that exceeds his age, the fact of the matter is what's going to make him more consistent is getting or as developing and getting into his prime.
Sexy Sauce says, you can't throw the term goosies for every little thing, Tobe. I invented goosies, dude. I will throw goosies at whatever I will please, Sexy Sauce. All right? No one's going to harness my goosies.
I kind of agree with him.
This
You
is
do get,
ridiculous.
because here's what you do. Here's what you do. Let me tell you what you do. This is where I got the goosies, right? And it's a big letdown. So people fight you on it. You got to let us determine whether it's goosies ourselves. You should have put it in goosies, no goosies, something like that. You don't do that. You try to give a preempted goose alert, right? That this is what's going to get you goosies.
He gave me the goosies, dude.
But
RVA Richie devalued goosies.
yeah.
Evan 11, price of goosies is going up. Are you guys claiming there's goosies inflation?
Yes.
What's going on?
I
thought this
think
was a good
you're
quote.
fine.
I thought it was too, dude.
Sometimes he overreacts, but this quote, that's
I want to
a good
hear them
quote.
say that to Jimmy.
I say it.
Say it.
I say it. Like it's not.
You already
It's
know
not.
how it's gonna end. He's gonna be mesmerized by his eyes.
Here's the thing.
Then he might have the goosies.
Here's the thing. Like I said before, if this was another player saying it about guys we didn't know, you'd be more inclined to feel the way you feel. But the fact that we've been experiencing this progress for the last 3 years, that we've already thought some of these things.
I don't want Mike Biamonte to now have a thing that says goose alert. Goosies.
Here come the goosies.
Goosies
Like
galore.
he warns us, like when it's the pizza. Who wants pizza? I love
That's
the pizza dash. That's always a key when you're down in the game to get the crowd back into it. You call upon the Papa John's pizza to go into the crowd. Class, just like the t-shirt toss.
Never won one of those. Still waiting. Never been on a jumbotron.
You tell me.
either.
Yeah, I mean, listen. You notice it. You know that t-shirt toss only comes when they're down. All right.
Yeah.
Only comes when they're down, or a team's making a run. They throw those t-shirts into the crowd.
Do they still do the t-shirt parachute? I remember that was.
I would love to know, like,
Yeah.
I would like to know from the Heat game relations and marketing, like, what are the analytics of when they decide to unleash t-shirts, pizza, free pollo tropical.
Whoa.
Wow.
They do that one too.
They do.
Oh yeah. You gotta yell behind. See, you don't boo when you're at the free throw line. You yell pollo, and then you get some free pollo tropical.
Damn,
That's how you do it. Got to distract them.
so much fun.
I mean,
There's
I
also
would,
a code.
I would imagine for what these people are paying for tickets, they could get their own damn pollo.
Doesn't matter. It always tastes better if it's free, dude.
Hey,
Exactly.
because you know what?
It's a
They ain't never in
bonus.
the upper deck.
We'll take a quick break. You guys can text the show at 305-567-0560. By the way, speaking of texting, we're giving away a dual number custom jersey signed by Mark Duper and Mark Clayton, plus a meet and greet with the Marx Brothers at Sinbad Sports at the Shops of Pembroke Gardens this Saturday from noon until 2 p.m. Go to sinbadsports.com for details. To enter the contest, text the word Sinbad to 20357. That's SINBAD, Sinbad. Text that to 20357. And if you're right, you're entered for a chance to win. Back after this. not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua. Chris Sims can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
Hour two of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Taking you up until 2 o'clock. A little, we will play Goosies, No Goosies later on in the show today.
Oh, you already ruined that game.
It's not true, dude. I don't appreciate that. People aren't liking what I'm saying about Jimmy Butler. I like what Jimmy Butler's saying, man.
So
But anyway, let's get. I don't think you do. Same way. Let's get to some headlines brought to you by New Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know
no trucks.
Okay.
By the way,
Okay.
I got my trucks coming.
Oh,
They'll be here
Wow.
tomorrow.
excellent, dude.
Oh.
All right, a couple things. Miami Heat back in action tonight against the New York Knicks. Tip-off is set for 7:30. Coverage at 6:15 with preheat. 7 o'clock tonight, we will find out the All-Star reserves, expecting Bam Adebayo to be on the team, maybe Jimmy Butler as well. This was interesting, Leroy. I want to know what you think of this. Some Tua news, not concussion-related. Tua Tagovailoa has switched agents. Why would he do that? Interesting. Big contract decisions coming up. All of a sudden, Tua decides to switch representation.
Why would they do that?
Why would he do that?
Daddy loves you guys.
Very interesting. I thought it could be something. Could be nothing. Why would
Could be nothing.
But it could be something, Mike.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. It just sometimes agents can do more for you outside of football,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's a lot of reason why they switch. And
You think that Tua wants to be in commercials like Baker Mayfield?
No,
You know, he wants to run the he wants an Allstate commercial.
no. I just think that sometimes agents present themselves in a way that, hey, we can do this on the football field for you, but then we can also do stuff off the football field. And I think some agents only do contracts and stuff like that, and then other agents and agencies have a whole staff built around maximizing what you can make while you play football. I'm just guessing here. Or it could be he just got into it and don't like the guy no more.
He doesn't like Lee Steinberg. I would think that was
I don't
his
know.
agent.
That was his agent?
That was his agent. His
Who'd
new
he go-
agent. What's that?
Who's his new agent?
He went to Athletes First agency. Ryan Williams is
You know what
the
he
guy.
sounds? You know what he sounds? Younger.
He might be younger.
You know what I mean?
Lee's been in the game forever.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Lee is known as what? The quarterback's agent?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He may have a better grasp on what quarterbacks can make and how to maximize that, whereas the other agency might have a bigger overall picture of what they want to his career to be, and so sometimes it just works out that way. Sometimes when agents get that big too, they don't want to hear suggestions.
He's got the let's see, he's got Nick Chubb's agent. That's who this guy is. He represents Nick Chubb. I don't see any quarterbacks on here. He's got some Dolphins, Robert Hunt, Raekwon Davis.
Maybe
I don't know. Chad Henne he represents. Huh?
Now that's an easy job. Right?
Hey Chad,
To be the agent for a backup quarterback,
Chad, you want that $3 million this year? All right, I got you, dude. He's in.
Yeah.
He's in. He represents Tyler Lockett. All right. So Tua switching agents. Hey, Ryan Williams, don't lose.
Don't lose. Although I think he's gonna play another year before they even consider it. Like,
yeah, I agree. I think he's gonna have to
say
play this year to get an extension. But I
he would
do
have
think
to
I think his option is gonna get picked up. I just feel like the
Yeah.
money. I don't know. I mean, unless they're that, if they don't pick up his option, then that definitely signals that they are nervous about his health.
Well, I would look at it this way. If he can give me 14 and be healthy in the playoffs, I'll dismiss all the previous stuff. Right? Because if he plays 14 games
Definitely.
and is healthy in the playoffs,
Mhm.
what is this team going to be?
Oh,
Right?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So from that standpoint, the other thing is let's be careful with how we judge any team in the AFC, because it's a gauntlet every year.
right. It's true.
And your quarterback could be awesome. Your team can be unbelievable, and you run into a buzzsaw. Uh-oh.
I think there's some
Oh!
breaking news.
Uh-oh! Say it, Tobin! Say it!
Let me see.
Say it!
I gotta
Gotta
confirm.
confirm this, but
Hold
you
on,
know
let's
what?
confirm. Hold on. Before we
Say
get
it!
crazy.
Is he on the ship?
Hold on.
Let's
Hold
not
on.
get
Let's not get crazy. It's just some guy.
Hey,
It's not.
I
Some
never
guy
heard
on YouTube. Let's confirm
You
everything
guys should
before we
thank
get a
me.
little bit crazy.
All
All right.
right.
Let's just get a little bit nuts. All
Hey,
right.
you guys
Calm
should thank
down.
me for not letting
Hold
Tobin
on.
too far
Hold
off the
on,
leash.
everybody. Hold
Say
on.
it.
Days like this, I
Adam
wish you were
Schefter.
here.
Is reporting.
Who's that? Is he credible?
He's credible.
All right.
After speaking with multiple teams about their defensive coordinator position.
Yep.
Vic Fangio
Mm-hmm.
has decided to join the Dolphins as their defensive coordinator and will officially accept the position on the Miami staff after the Super Bowl.
Now.
Hold on one
Fangs
second.
up.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on one second. Hold on.
I want to hear
Hold
this.
on.
We got music. No.
Hold on. Wait.
No.
Hold on.
Fangs up.
Answer for your crime.
Hold on.
Don't do it. Don't
What is
do
that? I'll officially join after the Super Bowl.
Okay.
He doesn't have a job. What is that?
Yeah, doesn't he work with the Eagles?
He does?
Yeah, he's like an associate advisor or something like that.
That's a fake job.
It is a fake job.
Get
It's a
to
fake
work,
job.
Fangio.
Okay, but it's a fake job that he need to sit there and collect all them checks and get that ring.
What does he do with the Eagles? He's a consultant.
Something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
That means he gonna get a ring.
More consulting than Bill Parcells ever did.
So
How's
we're gonna
that-
say
wait,
this
wait.
is.
How's that defense doing?
So is it officially official?
Adam
don't know.
Schefter is reporting it.
You know what? It's pretty official that I want to hear what was going on.
Fangs up.
Hey,
If he wants to be a slut when he gets down here, that's fine. We'll open up a website. Only Fangs.
Fangs up.
dude.
What do you have to say to the old?
What do I have to say to him?
No, to the
No.
old.
Oh, to the old.
Yes.
What do I have to say to the old?
Yeah.
What I have to say to the old is this.
I'll tell you what you say. Hey, Fangs, we got plenty of what's that restaurant? Country
Golden Corral?
no. You know
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. We got
the-
plenty of
the-
Cracker Barrels
The
down
old
here.
love Cracker Barrel, dude.
Woo!
They do.
With the rocking chairs?
Yeah, with the rocking chairs outside.
Love those
the-
chairs.
The big ass checkers tables.
Yeah.
Well, if Schefter's saying
No.
it-
The next words out of your mouth, baby. I was
cannot
wrong. I'm
wait
answering for my
to
crime.
hear.
I told you this was gonna happen.
Oh, I'm not
And-
answering for my crimes. I'm not
What?
answering for my crimes.
What?
Because he said yes, and then he went and flirted with some more.
But he's here.
Took him long enough.
Oh my goodness.
What I have to say, in all seriousness, is
Fangs up, dude! Fangs up!
the teeth of this defense are gonna gnarl up everybody. Vic Fangio, defensive genius, is taking over, dude. He's got Wilkins. He's got Snowman. He's got the X-Man. He's got JP. He's got Sealer it on up. Whoa! What can this man do? He is going to be like a potter with clay, dude. Mold it into whatever he wants to do.
I cannot.
Look,
Dude.
how great is it to have the guy who is most coveted by everybody to run your defense? Think about that. It's not only that you got him, but everybody else wanted him. But who got him? McCoachin, dude. Speaks to it. Speaks to the real leadership that is Mike McDaniel. You know what? He wasn't pussyfooting around on this one. He said, you know what? Vic, make your choice and make it now. I'm tired of waiting. And what did Vic Fangio do? He bowed to the king, King McDaniel.
This all happened
Excited.
within the course
No,
of 4 days.
J-Fig, don't.
4 days.
Don't, J-Fig.
What a time to be alive.
Don't.
Get your
even
fangs out, Fins
let-
Nation. Fangs up.
Let him let you. I tried.
You know what?
What's
I
wrong?
Worst-
tried.
worst
I tried to let you know while you were acting like a big baby and crying.
I wasn't acting like a
things that-
baby.
What?
No, I was
You
meaning
didn't
business.
pick our team. I'm done with him.
I meant business, and I wasn't gonna have a guy out here.
You said
flaunting
COB.
Guy was a real floozy, you know.
Did you wait? Did you say a COB or something like that?
COB, but you know Tuesdays they're off, so there was an
No!
extra day.
Oh my
Minus one!
goodness.
What?
So there's an extra
No!
day.
-1.
Oh my!
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Everybody get out there 10.99. We're all gonna subscribe to Only Fangs.
For deception.
You are the
$3.99?
worst. You
Tobin's a fraud.
are the worst.
Dude,
Fraud.
You don't even
knew-
feel bad about this.
Didn't you say you were not going to like
Fraud with good
respect him or
access.
something like
Yeah,
Oh, he's
that?
got, look, I want him. I'm dead serious when I say this.
No, you're not.
I'm dead serious. No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look in the camera right
As
now.
dead as a vampire?
Good point for you.
Thank you.
You're a rascal. I'm gonna say this right
Point
now.
for J. Fig.
The one thing you did burn, Vic. No honeymoon stage.
This
You better
seems
get
like
to
you-
business right away, dude. Right away.
Wait,
This seems like you got into it already.
I mean, you know, it's 6 months before football is being played, right?
What do you mean?
Just what I said.
Okay.
Honeymoon stage. He's gonna be here 6 months before they play a game.
Barry Jackson comments on Adam Schefter's tweet, and he goes, "Our regional nightmare is over."
Like, yeah. We never should have had it. We wouldn't have had a nightmare if it wasn't for you.
No, if it wasn't for Fangs. Fangs flirting to Mike Silver. Oh, I haven't taken
wait,
it yet.
Can
It's
I
not my fault.
question? I broke it down for you.
Mhm.
I explained to you how this decision may take a minute, even though he may have agreed to the Dolphins. He still got to call those other two teams with his friends and say, I'll pass.
Look, I know the old don't text, but he could have called right away and gotten it done. Enough of this nonsense. To string it along this many
Really?
days was too much.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, I understand maybe he didn't want to do it yesterday. It was Tom Brady Day. You know, you don't want
You
to.
understand
You don't
now?
want. Yeah, you don't want to take the job on Tom Brady Day. No one's gonna care.
Oh, my.
Is that why you were
are-
wrapped off the ship yesterday?
Well, he had to be told, J-Fig, what's what.
But why didn't you show this patience yesterday on Tom Brady Day? You
I
showing
think I
it
did.
after the fact.
I think
No,
I
you
did. I think I
didn't.
did.
No, you didn't.
No, you did
No,
not.
you didn't.
I think I did.
No, you didn't.
No, let's recall. I said on Tuesday
Let's recall.
he had COB. All right, to choose.
throwing the flag.
Dolphins.
Yeah, where's
Replay.
the flag? Where's my little prop?
I don't know.
Where
It's
is
over
it?
there. It's over there.
Okay, I'm gonna get it.
I told him COB, and then yesterday's Tom Brady Day. It's almost like a football holiday. You can't choose that day. So really, he did listen to me. If you think about it,
Oh my goodness!
If you break it
have
down.
to be kidding me.
I'm gonna lose respect for you, Fangs. I'm not gonna call you Fangs anymore. I'm gonna call you something else.
So what is something else?
What do I call him?
Well,
Yeah,
you
what do you
better
call
call
him?
him defensive coordinator of the Dolphins.
You guys know what the G stands for in Fangs? Guru. And Goosies. Wow!
Fraud.
Previously on
Tobin and Leroy.
I'm not getting anything, honey. Let me try again. Doot, 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 doot.
Now
Are we all right? What happened there, dude?
I don't know. It cut off the song, but we need the whole celebration. Thank you very much. Cool in the Gang.
The old love Cool in the Gang.
They do.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Fangs up.
Oh my goodness.
Vic Fangio, according to Adam Schefter, is officially taking the Dolphins defense coordinator job after the Super Bowl. It's about time, Fangs.
Hey, you ever thought this?
That is a lot of ice you just shook in the microphone.
No, it's not that much. That's why it's making all that noise. But you ever thought this?
What does he say that for?
You ever thought this?
What?
That maybe because he wasn't going to join
Mhm.
until after the Super Bowl anyway,
Mm.
that he felt that he had that amount of time to make the decision.
Nah, he should have gotten it done earlier.
Because he's still not signing the contract till after the Super Bowl.
All he had to do was tell Michael Silver, none of your business. That would have helped.
Again.
Huh?
You ever thought that because he wasn't going to sign a contract till after the Super Bowl anyway, that he could take his time making the decision?
Guy says, so it's still not official. Not really. I mean, it's Schefter official. If that makes you feel any better. There is a different level when it's Shefty. Guy says, I'm still nervous. He can't sign with us for 2 weeks. Remember those NBA guys agreeing to a deal, then getting a knock on the door from their old team? That only seems to happen to the Mavericks. Stupid Mark Cuban. Anyway, if you guys want to call and celebrate, I'll allow it. 305-567-0560. But you have to start your call with Fangs up. That's it. Otherwise, I'm hanging up on you. That's the rules.
Do you have anything to say for yourself, though? You were pretty critical this whole week.
No, I don't have anything to say for myself. What I'm happy.
Okay.
Who didn't want Vic Fangio as defensive coordinator?
Here's the problem.
My
Here's
anger.
Here's
my
the problem.
anger.
No.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I tried to warn you. I pleaded. I begged. Please, Tobin, don't take this route because it's going to come back to bite you in the ass.
Mm-hmm. But it didn't because he took the job.
No, you do have bite marks on your ass.
Nah.
Really?
My ass is smooth as it is, baby. No bite marks.
Right.
No
so,
indents. Time's up, Fangio. I'm done with you. It's over, dude.
So he's definitely going to be the defensive coordinator.
Time is
we
up,
know
Fangs.
how this plays out. Psychology thing.
Nope. I gave him COB till yesterday, dude, and time is up. He ain't coming here. We've all been duped. We've been duped. We've been led astray. This is a bunch of horse bleep. He's not coming here. And quite frankly, I'm sad, disappointed. But you know what? Better we find out now he's a phony than while he's knee deep in the job. See ya, Fangs. You guys are welcome. I smoked him out.
No.
I smoked him out.
Hold on.
Dude. Smoked him out.
I made sure to ask this question. Are you trying the old reverse psychology? And you said no.
You can't say reverse. You can't admit to reverse psychology if you're doing reverse psychology.
So wait.
It's like revealing what your birthday wish
You
is.
do not talk right now. So now you're gonna say I was using reverse psychology?
Well, I mean, duh. Thought it was pretty obvious.
You are the worst, dude. I smoked him out.
Smoked him out, dude. He couldn't hide with his lies anymore.
What lies? What lies did he tell?
He's lying to this Mike Silver. Oh, I didn't take the job. It's not official. Well, all right, dude. Good for you. You got to be in the news cycle a little bit
You
more.
ever thought that maybe it had something to do with his current job?
No. What's his current job? Did you even know he had that job?
No.
Okay. No, I don't believe that.
Marcos knew, which makes me even more embarrassed that I didn't.
You know me,
But
football junkie.
no, Google junkie.
All right.
You know, well, look, I gotta say, where I aired is I
Oh,
thought
wait, hold on. Mark the tape.
Yeah.
where I aired was falling for this KOA Dave Logan in Denver, who had the audacity to think that Vic Fangio would go hat in hand back to the Broncos and take a demotion to be with his boy Sean Payton.
I told you that sounds crazy. I told
It
you
did
then.
sound crazy. It did sound crazy.
Like
I shouldn't have given that the time of day.
But
I
you
aired.
did. But you did.
I did, but I didn't know. I thought, the media spun this like Fangio was a big football floozy and that he was just going from team to team.
Is that why you called him a slut?
Getting back to this gutless Fangio, boo-hoo, and you go, oh, it's not done yet. All right, good. Go to your little friends in the media there. What's wrong? Not enough flirting for you? You wanted the number one defense to flirt with you? Very unbecoming. Fangs, I would have thought somebody in your stature and experience doesn't need the dog and pony show, but apparently I'm wrong.
Speaking
This
of
guy
dog
wants
and
to be
pony,
wooed like the Bachelor. Well, guess what, dude? Mike McDaniel, he'll give a rose now if he chooses to, because you've taken those thorns and stabbed us in the back.
if he does not sign the contract, it is not official. I don't know what the big deal is.
A real interview slut this guy is.
Whoa.
Yup, I said it. A real floozy. Floozy Fangs is what they call him.
I can confirm that I will confirm when it's confirmable.
I'm not wrong about the interview slut thing. Like,
That sounds-
he did go on a lot
that
of interviews.
sounds like
about
a
it.
broken man.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Adam Schefter said he discussed after speaking with multiple teams about their defense
Yeah.
coordinator position.
Nah, that was just a phone call.
Is
That
it
count?
not amazing at how this guy grovels in his own and you don't just make like a little hot take. No.
He
It
runs
goes-
with it.
Right. He runs with it. This lasted for an hour. I beg you to stop.
And then when you weren't here, it lasted for a whole 4 hours.
Oh, so now that there's nobody to contain him, he just went buck wild.
He did.
When I'm not here, I feel like you just go poop on the carpet.
It's not true.
We really tried to control him, but it didn't work.
Yeah,
No, it
that was
doesn't
when
work.
CLB was,
Yeah.
he gave him to close a business that day.
Yeah. Yeah. And then after he says, well, I couldn't really go COB because that was Tom Brady day. Well,
It was. I
But
mean,
why
in
don't you ever acknowledge these things at the time?
I mean, like, dude, listen, I'm trying to defend the Dolphins here. I'm not going to let people play with the heart of the fans. They've been through
No.
enough.
They don't want you defending like that.
Oh, you didn't let him play with your heart.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, we know.
But
we hear it.
thankfully, neither did Mike McDaniel, which I think the thing I'm most proud of is Big Mike. Mystic Mac wasn't going to allow himself to be some pawn in Vic Fangio's flirtation with other teams. He says, no, what's what, dude? You give me a decision, COB. And what happened? Vic Fangio bent the knee to Mick Cochin.
Classic.
Yep,
Now you got him in Game of Thrones.
that's right.
My God, what is wrong with you? I think we need an intervention
Why?
because you put yourself out there too much.
You're on a flip flop bender.
Yeah.
We'll take a break back after this.
Good news for the Dolphins and Dolphins.
Tether roof off, we gonna tether roof off the mother sucker. Tether roof off the sucker. Tether roof off, we gonna tether roof off the mother sucker. Tether roof off the sucker. Tether roof off, we gonna.
Hey, Leroy, let's get a weather update here from the Nemezin and Dover Law Firm, your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
It's cloudy outside. I would say partly cloudy. Just because there's cloud over my house don't mean there's clouds everywhere because it's still a beautiful Florida Thursday. Winds are about 10 to 15 miles an hour, and I'd say it's about 82 degrees.
Delightful. He's a golfer, ladies and gentlemen. How accurate was he, Marcos?
Currently 81 degrees, so he's right about that. 11-mile-per-hour winds. I believe that's close to what he said, and partly cloudy. It's pretty much spot on.
Yeah,
Hey.
dude, you'd be amazed at how good a weatherman you could be if you just go outside and look.
We're giving you away a dual number custom jersey signed by Mark Duper and Mark Clayton, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Plus a meet and greet with the Marx Brothers at Sinbad Sports in the shops at Pembroke Gardens this Saturday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Go to sinbadsports.com for details to enter the contest for a chance to win this custom jersey and the meet and greet. Text the word Sinbad to 20357. Sinbad, S-I-N-B-A-D. Text that to 20357, and you are entered for a chance to win.
-1 to Tobin.
Why?
-1.
Simply because very rarely do you ruin Goosies. In which your Vic Fangio rants the last couple of days. You ruined the South Florida Goosies alert. You ruined it.
For show poniness.
You ruined it.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Can't get the Goosies now
Why not?
because everybody was pissed off.
No, they're not.
You what?
Everybody's happy. The only people who are upset about this are you three because you're more concerned about boxing me in than you are celebrating getting fangs.
No, I'm more concerned
I'm
about.
fanged up to the fullest, dude.
Well, it's because you kidnap us for hours at a time.
Yes.
You complain about this situation. So, yeah, of course.
I don't complain. I just listen. I'm not going to be sitting here doing,
Wait.
You don't complain.
you guys get a window into the. Here's what it is. You're lucky enough to get a front row seat of a window into my soul. I'm not going to sit here and be held hostage by this old timer
But-
who took time to make his decision.
Even
We're
though
lucky.
even though I explained to you some of the circumstances surrounding it.
Leroy, you've explained a lot of things to me. Does it ever come through my head?
No, not really.
That's true. That's a good point.
That's
but that's not an excuse. Just to say it never gets through, it doesn't mean it's not valid.
You've been crying for 4 days. How is that not complaining?
Cigar
Right.
Social Club says it should be a great day, and Tobin ruined it for us all.
Yes,
How did I
Ruined
ruin
it.
it? Because you guys are
Ruined it.
worried about getting me?
ruined it. No, I just
No.
begged you. Wait, here's what I did, Tobin.
I'm happy.
I begged you not to take this hard stance on a decision that didn't have to be made at that moment.
Dude,
The only reason why you wanted the decision made quickly is for your feel good. But there was no other reason why that situation needed to unfold at
you guys
that
are
moment.
silly.
You let your
Plenty-
heart speak instead
you
of
guys
your
see,
journalism.
this is the thing. You guys are too emotional with this.
What?
What? No, -1. No.
I'll tell you
I will
why.
not take that.
In plenty
-1.
of times,
Lying.
negotiations. Sometimes feelings are hurt, but you want to know what happens at the end of the day. You get to a decision, and you got to get down to business. But you guys are so wrapped up in your emotions and getting Tobes. I'm ready to move on with Fangs and have a lovely relationship.
Can I
But
just
I'm not
say
gonna be-
this?
But I wasn't
That
going to be.
segment, you
Ed,
said it's not gonna
I
be a
wa-
lovely
I wasn't going to be pushed
relationship.
around.
Add Vic Fangio to the
No one
list.
pushed you around though. It wasn't confirmed yet.
Nah, he was pushing.
Add Vic Fangio to the list. Kyle Lowry,
That's my guy.
Jimmy Butler.
Dodged a bullet.
uh,
My heart was in the right place. My heart was in the right place. man.
Apparently,
See, here's the thing.
you
My
let too much passion come out.
no,
this-
but my
this past few
passion
days,
was
okay?
the point was my heart was in the right place because I was trying to defend Mike McDaniel and the Dolphins' honor. I wasn't allowed to be a pawn in Vic Fangio's chess game because the old love chess, especially in the park.
do you- Oh,
My heart was in the right place. But now I'm happy because he's going to be running the chessboard that is the Dolphins. And he's got that queen piece in Christian Wilkins.
you're the worst. dude,
It's so
I
hot
don't
in
know
this room.
how. I don't
It's
know.
so
It's
difficult.
Why
like
are you guys happy?
you
I
know
don't
this is
understand
like this is like you go out back into your little lake and you catch that big fish and you bring him in and you're trying to show everybody and he falls off the hook before you can get him in. That's you every time.
Guys,
Like
not
I
like
begged you, please don't take this path, Tobin. Please,
The
you
more
don't
beg
have
him, the
to.
worse it gets.
There's no rush. I
win-win.
pleaded. I begged with you. Hey, there's no rush. He doesn't
Yeah.
have to make a decision today. No,
He did have to make a decision though. Like,
No, he
you know,
didn't.
it had to come. Like, that's enough.
And it came
Right.
today.
you think here, let me ask you a question. Who had more pressure on them for
Mhm.
Vic to make a decision? I would say San Francisco and Denver. Because they had to find new defensive coordinators.
I would agree with Denver. I don't really agree with San Francisco. Like, they just lost their defense coordinator 3 seconds ago. I think there's a lot of pressure. And plus, their
Wait,
last
and
plus their
wait.
Leroy, their last 2 defensive coordinators are now head coaches. Like, you know, it's kind of a sweet gig. Which is why I thought it was unbecoming of Vic Fangio to take that job. He doesn't need it.
You don't tell somebody else what they need.
I just did.
Ugh.
He's established enough. He didn't need that springboard. It's time for Vic Fangio to get back to coaching.
He didn't need to have to go. He didn't have to go to coaching rehab.
Right. Well, let's go.
You're like, you are amazing. Do you do this at home?
Depends.
I would say if you do this with D,
Hmm.
right, you need to start sleeping like this.
One eye open.
Leroy, it doesn't work if you have both eyes open.
I tell her all the time my heart was in the right
can't do
place.
You literally have this one up in your try.
Hell no.
You're right.
Can you not wink,
Are you
dude?
trying to? Yeah, you're trying to be the Rock. Like, what are you
on.
doing?
No, I can't. Here's the problem. I'm trying to wink, but I'm pulling the wink eye up. I got it. It's backwards in my mind.
What's
See?
going on?
Couple of
Stroke?
comments coming in on the stream. Mo from YouTube says, Tobin hedges every bet in every
Yes!
direction. That way he's never wrong.
Yes. And you know it. Because when you were saying all this, you had that smirk on your face like you already found an escape clause.
Dade South says, Tobin, don't hop on the Fang bus now.
Yep.
Only Fangs is
Ooh.
subscription
You know
for
what my
Only Fangs
favorite
is going
comment
going
was?
strong.
Good.
This is my
Point
favorite comment.
for Twitcher.
Maybe they should reopen their case for renaming the arena. Just saying.
Well,
Just a thought.
so no remorse.
For me?
Yeah.
Why?
All right. So now then.
What do I have to be remorseful
Dude,
about?
I can't
My
imagine.
heart was in the right place.
So wait,
Because-
can I say this? Have you ever
Was it
had
a
to
real-
apologize
so
to your wife?
let me ask you this.
No. Have you ever had to apologize to your wife?
Yeah, when I'm wrong, which is
Did-
rare.
Did you do it better than this?
I just, you guys tell me. I'll do this. Old Tobes will apologize, but you guys have to tell me what you want me to apologize for. And I have to consider it because I don't know what, I really don't. In this case, I'm being genuine about this.
No.
I
want you to
Is this a Trevor
apologize
Lawrence
for
apology?
jumping to a
Because that was
conclusion.
a fake apology,
it wasn't.
okay?
Okay, Your Honor, first of all, the Trevor Lawrence, I paid my debts.
You know what?
Second of all,
Skip Bayless. Don't apologize like him.
okay, but
Okay.
what do you want me to apologize
I want you to
for?
apologize for jumping the gun on a decision of a guy that didn't need to be made as quickly as you wanted it made.
I'm not going to apologize for that.
For not having the patience.
I'm not going
Right.
to apologize for that.
For
Wait,
slandering
I
the
tried to
character
explain
of
to
an
you.
old man.
I tried
For
to
not
explain to
listening
you.
to
I tried to
Leroy.
explain to you
Letting
what
your
some
best
of the
don't get in
things
the
he may
way.
be, conflicted about. Or
Okay.
conflicted about.
For
And
calling
you
him a
dragged
slut.
Off
You,
Yeah, you
You know what? That's the
all
one.
right, fine. I apologize to Vic Fangio for calling him an interview slut. Even though he did take a lot of interviews before accepting the Dolphins job. I apologize for such a vulgar description
Wait.
of a classy old man who I don't really know if he's classy. I don't know him as
true.
an individual.
Wait, how old is Vic Fangio?
64, gonna be 65.
Is it okay? Dude, I'm telling you.
Now apologize for calling him old
Why? Yeah, it's kind of old.
because the
It's
way.
pretty old.
No, but the things that you were.
You want me to
saying-
apologize just to the old?
I don't like
Yeah.
Because the old love apologies.
Oh, God.
Really? Well, I say you should rent out a Cracker Barrel, invite all old people to apologize.
Guy says, you won the Fangio thing hands down, Leroy. Passion, take the loss.
Right.
Take the L.
And I even said it. I said, guess what? 100% Vic Fangio is going to be the defensive coordinator now that you put your foot in your mouth. And you kept going.
You didn't believe Leroy.
Blue Mule says Tobin's daily exercise plan, jumping to conclusions and running his mouth.
Wait, that'd be
Apologize
the
for that
first,
too.
hey, that jumping part would be that
That jumping
that
part
jumping
would be
part would
this
be the first exercise he's done in a minute.
since that day.
Since that. Look at that, dude. When you look at him struggling, it looks like you started up that hill. You went, oh no, I'm not gonna make it.
That's kind of how it did go.
Oh my goodness, dude. Look at how those
Picture gets me
look how
all
those
the
things are
time.
doing. Look at how your foot is outside the realm
Look at
of
the face.
I mean, by far the worst thing about that is getting called out about that by Udonis Haslam.
yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
said, bro,
Was truly embarrassing.
were you in flip flops?
No, I was in my frog socks.
I just call those socks.
Oh, man. We'll take a break back into this.
Listen to WQA
Running up tails, trying to overdo things. Eating up tails, got me dreaming lucid. Just bring me back life when I'm wasted. Just bring me back life when I'm wasted.
All right, welcome back.
Like
Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Streaming live on YouTube. You guys can watch the show there. And on Twitch, the channel, Miami 560 WQAM, Miami 560 WQAM is where you guys can subscribe, get a notification every time we go live. You can scroll through the show. And we have clips up there as well. If you guys want some bite-sized form, go check us on out. And Hockman and Crowder, you guys can watch them there now as well. I don't know when they're starting live, but you guys can watch the Hockman and Crowder show there in clip form. So shout out to everybody there. Shout out to our Twitchers. The OGs, appreciate you guys, appreciate the texters out there. Another guy says, and he does text in on the Kendall Toyota text line, says Fangio is not ours until the ink is dry and he pops on the floor like LeBron. He won't buy it until he sees him on the sidelines.
I'd agree with that, but that works both ways, right? So your complaints about him, talking to other teams or whatever, he hadn't signed with them either.
Reading something, man? You look like you were reading important stuff.
I was reading some silly sauce.
Got you reading.
I got taken aback. Hey, let's get to some cat talk. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play. Get that energy up. It's the same time every day, Leroy. And I send a rundown every day.
Rundown? What's that?
You know what it is.
Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of the Florida Panthers. We have the All-Star weekend upon us. Yesterday was the alumni game with the Cats. Saw Luongo out there skating, doing his cat thing.
Isn't that crazy? He's not going to play goalie.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to play goalie either. I'm bored. I played goalie my whole life.
Yeah.
Let me have some fun, baby. Let me get out there.
I feel like he was
Now, question. How well do you think he could skate?
I would say
being a goalie.
I would say pretty well. I think he could skate pretty well because the goalie, you have to be able to have crazy skills of moving around very quickly anyway.
I mean, but they just go side to side, back.
It's not like that.
It's
You're
not.
You're disrespecting the position.
No, I'm not.
You are.
Wait a minute.
I've seen Bob go through his whole warm up, dude. It would floor you.
Okay.
I'm telling you, the
No, it wouldn't
skills are
floor
real.
me. It wouldn't floor me.
Don't do it.
Certainly not flooring anybody he plays against.
Why'd you have? Well, I mean, why?
How many goals do you think I give up if I play goalie?
A lot.
If I just stood in the goal.
I don't know, but I'm looking right now at the atmosphere last night, and it looked pretty awesome. I think Peter Well had a hat trick yesterday because I think the score was like 9.
Hey, guess what? That dude ain't never scored during a real hockey game.
I mean, come on.
He was the
I know
enforcer.
Yep.
I mean, one of my first Panthers games I went to, Peter Ruel got in a fight with the other black guy in the NHL. I was like, this sucks. Black on black crime. Hey, by the way, last night,
Yep.
The Boston Celtics broke a record.
What did they do?
Most intangibles on the floor at one time.
They had the 5 intangible lineup.
Well, they had 3 intangibles and 2 light-skinned dudes.
I thought that was like half of their titles were the all intangibles.
I mean, back in the 60s.
Right. By the way, speaking of basketball, Miami Heat, they are back in action tonight against the New York Knicks. 7:30 tip-off. Coverage begins at 6:15 with preheat. Dwayne Dedman might get some run tonight. Orlando Robinson's going to miss some time with a fractured thumb. So he apparently told Ira Winderman, he says he hopes his absence won't be measured in weeks. I don't know, dude. I mean, fractured thumb, that doesn't sound too good. I feel like
Let me tell you something. I've had thumb surgery. And I'm still, I'm just starting to get there.
Mhm.
It's been a while. So I can't imagine a fractured thumb and you dribble.
Ira also says that Victor Oladipo was downgraded to doubtful for tonight with an ankle injury. So
I mean,
it
he's
looks
played
like,
a lot of games in a row, hasn't he?
yeah, I don't feel like he's missed time. He's been out there, so he might miss tonight. It sounds like he's gonna miss.
Big
tonight.
Yurt will probably come back
All-Star break after the All-Star break.
Yeah, because they're gonna go on the road trip and then it's the All-Star break and then after that. So he's got 3 weeks maybe.
And as far as the Knicks are concerned, no crazy injuries for them. So we'll keep a lookout on that. And I love beating the New York Knicks. It always makes me the Mecca, bro. Did you hear what Kendrick Perkins had to say last night?
Can fans be so bad that you hate their team even if you don't dislike anybody on the team?
Yes.
That's what the Knicks are to you?
Definitely.
It's kind of how I feel. It's kind of like the Celtics right now. I don't really hate a lot of the Celtics players. It's not like when Paul Pierce and Garnett were here.
Right, but it's just Boston.
It's just Boston. It's
Right.
their fans.
I feel that way.
I don't particularly hate Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. I think they're all seem like good
Awesome.
dudes.
Right.
Marcus
I
Smart's
can get a little yeah, Marcus Smart. He's kind of one of those
show
guys.
pony.
And who's the chunky one?
Grant Williams.
Oh, he doesn't even like.
He's another one though. You know what? He just looks bad in a basketball uniform. Like I saw him. I'm like, yeah, he's not fat. Looks so fat. Some people just don't wear basketball uniforms well.
Isn't it weird though? Like he just looks like I don't know.
But you hear this from speaking of bigger basketball players.
Mhm.
They're gonna say Celtics show ponies.
Also Celtic show ponies. Kendrick Perkins, Big Perk.
Big Perk.
So Big Perk yesterday on ESPN had an interesting comment about the Clippers. He was talking about the Clippers and then talking about that they need to fix a point guard. And then just kind of had a throwaway line, but sounds like he knows something. But a lot of people also don't believe Kendrick Perkins. But it had to do with Kyle Lowry and the Miami Heat. And this was him yesterday on NBA Countdown.
I mean, they got the money at the point guard position. When you think about what John Wall and Reggie Jackson is making, Kyle Lowry is not seeing eye to eye with the Miami Heat over there. Him and Ty Lue are good friends. That could be a perfect fit for him. He don't have to come in and do much again. Just run the offense.
What do you make of that, Leroy, from Kendrick?
He made us a pretty good point. You notice even when Jimmy talks about the team, he don't mention Kyle, which is crazy, right?
I mean, well, he was asked that question about Jimmy. He was specifically asked about Bam and Tyler.
Right.
He loves Kyle. That's his guy.
Right.
I mean, hell, Jimmy's the reason he's here. People always talk about like, LeBron and input on the roster and things like that. Like, Kyle Lowry's here because Jimmy Butler wanted him on the Heat, and the Heat made that move for their star. They wanted to get him a true point guard, similarly to what the theory would be for him in LA with the Clippers. That's what the Heat wanted to do. It's just,
he could.
There's been development elsewhere.
Here's the problem, and correct me if I'm wrong on this. If the other three guys have been scoring, and I mean whether it's Strus or Dunks, who's hurt right now, Tyler, Bam, and Jimmy, if they were doing their normal scoring and shooting the ball average, we wouldn't be having these conversations about Kyle. Because we would be paying attention to all the other stuff. But because they're struggling scoring, now we're looking at other guys to pick up that slack. And Kyle is one of those guys.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like that's what he was supposed to be, though. Like he's basically. I feel like the thing with him that's interesting is he feels very, I guess, accepting of deferring on the lineup. Like
there's never a lot of guys when they come here, though.
I don't understand that though. Like he's the point guard, he has the ball in his hand. It's not like he never has the ball.
But let's not act like we haven't seen this before. I don't know what it is about this team and how they do things, but guys that come in are reluctant to just take it and go.
But either way,
it's not the first time we've seen this.
When he says, though, like they don't see eye to eye, you know, I mean,
of course not. Kyle shorter than everybody.
Well, that's fair. That's true. But also, is Kyle, loose lips? Is he chirping about it to some people? Like, I mean, he mentioned that stuff to he'd like to have a bigger role. It just is like I think he almost recognizes that the role isn't what he probably thought it was going to be here. Right. I don't think it's like I don't think he holds anything ill against the Heat.
Right.
No, but I think it's just evolving that way.
But is it our fault though, dude? Or is it the fact that like he's just not what he used to be?
It's possible. I mean, I don't think he's what he used to be.
Yeah. So like, I mean, isn't that the natural progression for you to have less playing time dependent on less when you're not the player you used to be?
Yes, but I think also he might look at it and say that the reason I'm not what I used to be is because I'm in a place that doesn't utilize me. I think that's always the thing with basketball players. They're like, well, is it me declining or is it the opportunity? But I don't think we got to a point of Kyle Lowry not playing in fourth quarters because the Heat wanted to take away opportunity. I think they think he's not as good. It's not like Eric Spoelstra doesn't respect Kyle Lowry. Like he very much respects his credentials and thinks that he's thinks a lot of what he's done in this game. I think that he just thinks it's not the best thing for them to win late in games. That's why he doesn't play.
I can understand that, but we seem to be talking about, like, we see spurts of it where Kyle just decides, I'm gonna go score some points. And I think that at times we wonder, why can't he be this aggressive and more aware of the situation when everybody else isn't making buckets, that maybe he needs to go ahead on and be more aggressive when he see the shooting isn't going well. And that is a legitimate complaint. But the fact that he doesn't score as much as we would like has more to do with the lack of scoring by other guys and not by Kyle Lowry.
I just think also, though, like, okay, we see as far as like, we'll see that with Jimmy too. Like Jimmy will take, a step back on a game and, because Tyler's cooking or Bam's cooking. And then if something starts struggling, he knows, okay, this is the time to turn it on. I just don't know if Kyle has that gear anymore. I don't know if he has that. Oh, we saw it like that one Pelicans game where it's like, oh man, Kyle really took over there. Things were struggling. Like we never see that with him. It's not like there's not dead spots for this team where he can turn things around. Now, in credit to him, there were his only buckets, but that last game against Cleveland, Miami had gone ice cold, and he had a goose egg in the first half, and he hit a couple of big threes and set Jimmy up. But I'm wondering why that's not there more. It just feels like that's
a question, but
those spurts are just so minimal from him. And when you have your hands on the basketball, when you're the quarterback of the team,
you got to have a better feel for.
Why doesn't he feel more empowered to go do that? He's not like. I know you mentioned the Chris Bosh. Like, okay, but I get Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh is a power forward center. Like, you need the ball thrown to him. It's not like Chris Bosh is going to ISO at the top of the key.
Right.
Kyle Lowry has the basketball and will pass up open threes and will just decide, all right, Tyler, you go take this possession. Jimmy, you go to this possession. So it's not like it's not in his hands. That's the thing that's confusing about it when he talks about role and, it's all these guys. Like, you're the initiator.
But here's the other thing. You're not complaining about his ability. You're complaining about the decisions that he's making, which is two different things, right? You want him to be more aggressive more often. And, we look at a box score and determine that he's just not that guy anymore, but we're having a whole different conversation.
Yeah, but is he making those decisions because he also doesn't think he's got that same skill in him? Like he doesn't have that.
Dude, you just can't pull up random threes and say, okay, I'm going to go make a couple of threes now. You can always be that guy. What we need to understand is why he isn't that guy more. And I would say that in the past, he's never had to be that guy because everybody else was doing their thing. But when it starts falling off from what the other guys are doing, he needs to pick up that slack. And I think he's not being aggressive enough in those moments.
We'll take a quick break, you guys. Oh, good.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that he doesn't have it anymore.
Take a quick break. You guys can text at 305-567-0560. Gonna talk to a power slapper in like 20 minutes. I'm excited about that. More shenanigans on the other side.
Cause girls is players too. Yeah.
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. And we're giving away a dual number custom jersey signed by Mark Duper and Mark Clayton, plus a meet and greet with the Marks Brothers at Sinbad Sports in the shops at Pembroke Gardens this Saturday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Maybe you go there and you tell the Marks Brothers, hey, Fangs up.
Ooh.
Maybe you let them know.
Yeah.
Go to SinbadSports.com for details, and you guys can enter the contest now by texting the word Sinbad to 20357. That's Sinbad to 20357. And if you're right, you're in for a chance to win. And Sinbad is SINBAD. Text that to 20357. I don't know where Leroy went. He's off missing.
I don't know, but it's going to take him a long time to get back.
We're going to talk to a power slapper coming up in about 15 minutes. Vern CATHEY. He's on Dana White's Power Slap Road to the Championship. I didn't know that they had an Ultimate Fighter house type thing going on in there.
I didn't know either.
Something tells me about a Power Slap house. It's
yeah,
you know, it feels like it get a little gnarly. So we'll talk to him about that. If you guys are just tuning in, the big news: Vic Fangio, according to Adam Schefter, is officially going to take the Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator position after the Super Bowl, after flirtation with other teams. Fangs is coming to Miami. Goosies galore, dude.
Until
I
he
always knew he
hears
had it, though.
what you said.
You always knew, right?
Always knew, dude. Goosies. I always knew.
-1 for lying.
Why? What?
-1 for lying.
That's terrible, Tobin. Terrible.
Guys, I'm with Tobin. He only has the Dolphins' best interest in mind. Agreed. That's all I was trying to do, dude.
That's it.
That's all I was trying to do. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no
Peace in
harm.
the heart.
Hey, Leroy, guess what? No harm, no foul. He's here.
Tell that to LeBron.
What about him?
What's a foul?
Oh, yeah. Well, still, damage was done, though.
Yeah, for sure.
For Fangio, though, you know, get in the lab. Who are you most excited on defense for him to get his hands on? Holland, Wilkins, Sealer.
What kind of specialist is he?
I would be. I'm wondering if the Dolphins don't start using that wide 9 because you have very athletic DNs and you have 2 inside guys who create a lot of push.
I wonder if he's going to say, hey, first day of class, let's all if we really want to get after it on defense, first thing you got to do, chew some glass.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, can I just say,
chew some glass, dude. That's how you got to get it going.
Yeah.
Can I just say this? Your version of what you think football is hilarious.
What do you mean?
You think guys are in there chewing glass? You think guys? No, that okay. Okay, I got you. You're ridiculous.
Some high praise for this, man. Just saw an article that says Vic Fangio, the most influential DC in the modern NFL. Now, he's a Dolphin.
Guy wants to know his only Fangs back up. You better believe it, baby.
Was it ever down?
It was just on hold. We were waiting for the grand opening.
Gotcha.
Now it's here. It's all here for us, baby. I'm excited.
Yeah. Does this mean we're going to make any acquisitions, or are we just okay with what we have? Kind of?
I would say they're probably going to look into a linebacker.
I mean, look, it's going to be interesting what they got going on in the whole secondary, right? Like, you know, Byron Jones didn't play. Kader Kohou had a nice rookie season. Do they believe he can back that up? Xavier Howard really feels like he's got to bounce back, even though he's a Pro Bowler, strangely enough. And then, you know, you got to feel like the front is set. I don't know. It'd be interesting what they're going to do with Agba, because Agba's coming, you know, they gave Agba money last year. He really was a non-factor, where a year before that, he was like their best player on defense.
Didn't he tear his bicep as well or something like that?
I don't remember what his injury was, but it was a he really just wasn't effective, and then was shut down for the year. So does he come in right away?
Torn tricep.
Yikes.
Yes, that happens a lot.
But then in 2019, he tore his right pectoral muscle. So I don't know. He keeps tearing a lot of stuff in his
Call
arm.
that the JJ Watt. Oh, just keep tearing muscles.
Yeah.
Stop playing in the woods.
I think that's what he does.
It's your fake log house with an elevator.
It's the fanciest cabin known to man.
Glamping.
It is glamping.
What is glamping?
Al B says,
It's
"Are you
like
happy
a
now,
fancier
Tobin?" Jeez, fangs up.
Hey, what's
At least we
glamping?
kinda
I
know
don't know what
fangs up.
glamping is.
Like a fancier
It's like
version
fancy
of
camping.
Camping, yeah.
You know, like
Glamorous camping?
Yeah, glamorous camping, glamping.
So, still the woods to me, dude.
You know, I thought
It's
that.
just a lot more comfortable, and you're not on the ground technically. Like,
I don't think nobody camps on the ground anymore,
Nah.
so everybody glamps.
except Tobin, who stayed in the trailer park.
That's
He's
Mrs.
doing
Tobin's.
it
That was
the
Mrs. Tobin's
right
fault.
way, you know.
She told me it was a cabin. I'm like,
Yeah, dude. It was an outhouse.
it's a trailer.
It's a cabin that you could hitch to your truck and go home
Yeah,
with.
this is a trailer, dude. There's, Bubba's riding through with the golf cart. Welcome. What y'all doing here?
Got some shine out back if you into that.
Yes,
Shine's more for Tennessee. Oh, that was good.
I miss that so much.
I
I think
know.
about moonshine every day.
It's like drinking dragon breath. It's so good.
Yum.
One, J-Fig, that's
Good.
a problem. Two, have you drank dragon? It's like,
I've drank dragon's milk.
okay.
Amazing.
Guy says, I hope
What's going
Fangs
on?
can teach these guys how to tackle the quarterback better.
Huh.
Look, he had Bradley Chubb. That's an exciting thing.
Nice.
He gets Bradley Chubb back. And hopefully, this is, but I do feel like, look, Chubb didn't get after the quarterback like we thought he was going to,
It
but
seemed almost like he was a little banged up, didn't he? Like he just
Yeah,
didn't have a burst.
that, and also just like, it did feel like as soon as he got here, Jalen Phillips got a lot better. Like it felt like the pass rush did get better if he necessarily wasn't racking up the numbers.
Right. And that's the thing we have to pay attention to from a defensive side is that sometimes the guy that you pay to get the sacks don't necessarily get the sacks, but if he's freeing up other guys and they're making plays, he's just as important.
Yeah.
But we tend to just look at the numbers, which is even more amazing at what Christian Wilkins did this year, simply because we always talking about, D tackles as guys who are causing a disturbance for the other guys to make plays, yet he made his own plays from that position. That the last guy we had like that everybody thought that's the way it was going to be was Ndamukong Suh.
Right. And he freed up a lot of things for Olivier Vernon, which ended up getting him a big contract.
Right, exactly. So yeah, you kind of have to pay attention to the overall importance of a guy, not just look at his numbers.
Some guy says only rich people camp. That's true.
Yeah, listen,
Is that?
can I just say this?
I see a
When-
lot of tents under
When
the
I
bridge.
grew up in the hood and I was broke, I cherished lights in the house. So I wasn't going to give that up to go sleep in some woods. Sorry.
Would you glamp? Like, what if Big Spoon wanted to go glamp?
You know what my version of glamping was? Going to Hattiesburg and seeing my dad's family who lived in the woods with the little string lights and wild animals hanging from their porch every time we went there. That didn't seem like it was all that glamping. It seemed terrifying.
What kind of animals do they have?
Let's see.
Deer.
There was deer, squirrel, they had a couple of gators a couple of times.
Of course.
Yeah, but that's what it look. In my neck of the woods, if it bled, somebody was gonna saute it over garlic and butter and eat it. They ate everything. So
yeah. Somebody's saying, still couldn't tackle the QB though. They got there and let the QB get away. Yeah, I mean it happened. Like, listen, Josh Allen is tough to sack. It's tough to bring down.
Yeah,
He's
well,
a
what
boost.
about you? You think they're a little shell shocked because when they did sack the quarterback, he got a flag called on him.
Yeah, that was annoying.
Right.
That was an annoying thing for sure. Guy says, will Miami have a top 10 offense and defense? They had top 10 offense this year. It's a big jump up. I feel like they have the talent for it, though. I feel like that's the appeal of Fangs. Like, he's supposed to be the guy who can put it all together because the talent seems like it's there.
Let's be clear. Here's what happened defensively. When you start having a lot of younger players have to play in the secondary, you have to be a little more careful with what you do defensively. And I think that played a large role in why the defense wasn't as good.
Yep.
Because you had a lot of young players in the secondary. And if you notice, once they felt comfortable with, what those guys were doing in the secondary, it picked up.
We'll take a quick break. Going to talk a little power slap coming up. All right. Vern and CATHEY, one of the stars of Dana White's new show, Power Slap, Road to the Championship. We'll talk to him coming up next.
If I don't slap the hell out of you on national television.
Come on, man. And with the local DBC news, LL Cool J with a triumphant comeback.
All right, welcome back, everybody.
Don't call it
Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 o'clock here today. Been talking a lot about Miami Dolphins officially getting Vic Fangio, according to Adam Schefter. So it's been the news of the day. Miami Heat, they're back in action tonight, taking on the New York Knicks. You, of course, can hear that game here on 560 later on today. 6:15 pre-Heat.
3 days.
Alana getting you ready for all the action. We should
You
find
put
out
all
tonight,
us through turmoil.
All-Stars, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler. Will they make the squad? But let's head out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line.
Yeah.
Shop over 1,500 Toyotas indoors at one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. Now, Leroy and I were talking about this yesterday. I was watching last night's episode, and that is Power Slap, Road to the Title. It's Dana White's new venture. And we got one of the power slappers on, one of the best in the world, I think he would say. Vernon CATHEY, a.k.a. Vercules, joining us here on the show. Bro, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm going good. Everything's going great.
All right, man. How the hell do you get into this? You know, everybody's talking about Power Slap. It's going viral everywhere. How does one find out that they are good at slapping somebody across from them and trying to knock them out?
Well, for sure, you need to have an MMA background of some sort. You need to understand that you're going to get hit, and they actually contacted me, so I was very fortunate on that side.
And you, like, were you hesitant to this? Did you jump at this? You know, were you doing this before the Dana White show? Like, what, like, I guess, led to you agreeing to it?
Oh, it's no problem for me. I'm really, I accept a challenge, like any challenge. And yeah, I was just like, they called, and I was like, okay, we're doing that. Yeah, I'll be there. So now I didn't hesitate.
It's a mindset of you guys, right? You're going to be doing something in the fight game, regardless of what it is. It's MMA,
yes,
you got boxing, slapping. You need to be physical.
Yeah. I mean, even at this, if they called me in 3 months and are like, hey, we need you to do a UFC fight, I'm like, okay, I'm fine. Yeah, let's do it.
So you had a fighting background before this, Vern. Like that was that you were used to contact in this type of way?
Yeah. No, I fought for years, and then I had kids and family life hit, so then just things backed off, and then they knew who I was and contacted me, and they knew I wouldn't back down. So yeah, here we are.
But like, okay, so the one that went viral with you is this big fella. He's got the skull tattoo, and you dropped this guy like a sack of potatoes, man. Like what is the strategy to being, I guess, good at this?
Oh, it's the perfect hit. It's even in MMA, everyone's searching for that perfect hit. We're just, tuning it down to, one hit at a time. So.
And like, have you found the secret sauce to it? Like, what is the thing that seems to work for you?
It's just I don't know if you've read some of my bios. Like, I did the Highland Games, so there's a weight for distance that you throw, and when you throw it, it's kind of like discus, and you come up. And I did that for years, so it was just a natural technique for me.
This like I'm just floored at how just nonchalant and how much you enjoy. Like, just clearly you can take a hit.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
It just seems like there's something more to that than just taking a hit, because like we've seen guys barely get hit in boxing or in a UFC and they're out cold. Yet it doesn't really happen as much as you would think with two guys just standing across from each other hitting. Is there what separates it, a guy being able to withstand a UFC hit and not being able to stand across from somebody and get slapped? Because to me, it all seems, very similar in that the trauma that goes into getting hit is very similar.
Well, they keep on saying there's no defense, but technically, so it's coming. So you're able to like tighten your whole body, your neck, your jaw, everything. And when you see someone get knocked out in MMA or boxing, it's always like, they were slipping a hook or something like that, and the guy came over the top, and they just weren't ready for it.
Right.
So I believe yeah, we're going to get knocked out, but we're clenching our whole body. Our jaw, our neck, everything. So I think we have a little advantage, but you're still giving a perfect hit on someone. So you have to be just ready for it.
That's been a lot of the criticism, Vern, is like they think that this is, and this happens with everything. This happened with mixed martial arts. This happened with bare knuckle. People are saying, well, this is, a lot of the Twitter criticism has been, well, this is barbaric because you can't defend this. This is just basically CTE on television again. So, like, what do you say, I guess, to those criticisms of people saying, like, this is too far, where you're just allowing people to take big shots and get knocked silly? Like, there's no sport to this.
Well, I'm open to the criticism, and I always tell people, without people questioning things, we're never going to fix problems. But at a certain point, you have to understand there's two people that are willing to do this, and we understand the consequences. So you just have to let them go forward.
This is. I don't care what people say about UFC or boxers being tough and having a tough chin and all that. This is the toughest physical thing there is. Like, just standing there and taking a hit. Like, nothing says I'm a badass like getting slapped and just standing there and just staring at the guy.
Yeah, I mean, I have to give the guy credit that I hit, because he didn't move a bit. So he was the best competitor I could have. He was the best competitor I could have.
Is that intimidating when you reach back and hit somebody and they just eyeball you?
Oh yeah, because then you got to switch modes instantly into getting hit. So yeah, it's like your emotions are going back and forth. You're like, you're ready, and they're like, oh man, this is gonna happen now.
Vern, what is it like doing this whole show on such a big stage, Dana White there and all of that? Like, is it nerve-wracking at all? You seem like a very cool customer. This doesn't seem like it's getting to you very much. Was there any nerves before the first time there's cameras and bright lights and everybody recording you doing this?
No, the fight didn't bother me. I'm able to block everything out and just do my job. It was all the in-between stuff. It's like doing daily footage, filming stuff, like all the questions and everything like that. Competition was the easy side. The filming was probably the hardest of it.
Can you tell me more about these Highland games? Like, what the hell is that? How do you get into these old school Scottish, Irish games? Like, what is this, man?
So it's actually really big, but a lot of people don't know about it. Like, during the summer, you could go somewhere in America every weekend and compete. They're really low level, and then they have professional guys. So, I mean, they're just a traditional strongman competition. We throw a caber, which is the big telephone pole. We actually take a pitchfork in one competition. We throw a bale of straw over a bar, and then stone throws and weight throws, traditional hammer throws. I mean, it's a traditional strongman event that they did in Scotland, years ago, to find out who was the best, not athlete, but warrior in a sense back then.
So like, did you grow up doing track or something like that? Like, how did you get into old school strongman competition?
So I did powerlifting for years. I ran track, and I was never a thrower. Actually, I was a sprinter, and I ran against Jordy Nelson for 6 years because he lives just like 45 minutes away from me. So we competed all the way through high school. So I actually never threw until after high school, when I got bigger, and I was like, well, I think I could do this. So,
man, well, look, man,
I tip my hat off to you, because I see these guys getting slapped, and I take it personal, right? Slapping is like I'd rather get punched in the face than slapped.
I'll tell you this. A slap and a hook are the most dangerous things. I mean, a straight, a cross, like all those, I'll eat one of those all day long. But a slap and a hook, that's where you're going to get the really bad hit.
Right.
Well, go watch Vernon CATHEY on Dana White's Power Slap Road to the Title, TBS Wednesday nights, 10 o'clock down here in Miami. Appreciate the time, man. We're going to be rooting for you the whole way, and it's cool to hear your story, and we look forward to watching you.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
There you go. Vern.
Hey, man.
Strong chin.
Hey, I'm going to tell you like this. I'm going to chalk this up to things that white people do. That's all I can say. Hey, mama, let's go out back and slap the crap out of each other.
You don't know that, dude.
Let me get another beer.
You don't know that there's no
Okay,
black people on the
Let
roster.
me ask you a question.
What?
When's the last time you seen a black dude in a kilt tossing a telephone pole?
Well, I haven't seen that. Not yet. I haven't seen that as of now.
Oh, wait, because guess
that
what?
doesn't mean they can't get into power slap.
For sure.
Hey, I've seen black people from England. 21
Isn't that,
Savage. 21
wasn't that
Savage. 21.
True.
Charles Oakley was a big slapper. Maybe Charles Oakley, like he just gets into
No,
it.
but he slapped
You guys
people.
got
that
a been
wasn't
wrong though.
looking.
He's an athlete. I'm looking at these stats from the 2003 Kansas State Track and Field Championships. Yeah, they have that information online.
Wow.
And he's only a couple spots behind Jordy Nelson.
That's
Jordy
crazy.
Nelson, by the way. Impressive performance. I must
He
say.
was fast.
I didn't realize he ran a 4.5.
Yeah, he was intangible.
4-5. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, but look, in Kansas State in 200003, that's all you needed.
Maybe
Dude,
he shook people.
I
Look
ran
at
that
the
at
200 meter,
225.
Vernon was fifth.
Maybe
I ran
he
that at 225.
maybe he
do
shook people with deception, you know? They weren't expecting it.
Listen, and I will tell you what. There ain't no fainting in slap. Like you can't fake.
Nope.
It's right in front.
Can you
No
call a
faking.
timeout? Ooh, what if I call a timeout? I'm about to smack him, and I'm like, timeout. Get in his
No,
brain.
no.
Get in his brain.
Yeah,
Try to
but
freeze the slapper.
The most the hardest thing, and I think this is what people like can probably understand, is when he talks about going from offense to defense. So just imagine you slap somebody across the face,
Ooh.
bam, and he just sitting there.
Oh, and he just eats it.
Right. And then now you go, and now you look over at him and he go, my turn.
Oh, that's the worst.
And you gotta take you. He said you gotta get your neck. Get your neck.
I'm honestly just shook on Twitter right now where somebody just asking the question simply, wait, is Fangs real?
Great.
Look what you've
Wait,
started.
I got one even better for you. So I was messing around, I was perusing on the chat, and he said, if the outdoors is so great, why all the bugs are trying to get in my house?
That's one thing about camping. You can't
That's a
escape
good point.
man. Those bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If he-
bugs.
And I replied, I said, that's glamping to them.
It
Yeah.
is.
That's true.
It's
You
you
cracked
know,
the code.
it's not a
Like,
light
listen,
that just burns
They're
them.
probably looking at, look at these dumb people. They put all their garbage in one spot. We ain't even got to go search. They just fly in the house and go in their trash. All the food is there.
We'll take a quick break. We got Goosies, No Goosies coming up next hour, final hour of the program. Back after this.
Right now, it's a force field.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Say, Leroy, let's get a weather update here from the Demensman and Dover Law Firm. Your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Partly cloudy, but a little more sun than they had earlier. Winds look like a little bit stronger, probably closer to 15 miles an hour, and I'd say it's about 83 degrees.
The golfer. Right, Marcos?
Indeed. 82 degrees, spot on, 10 miles per hour, partly cloudy.
How did you like hearing from Vern Cathy? Do you now want to get into power slap? You look like
No.
you could, take a slap.
I think Leroy brought up a good point. When you slap someone and they don't go down, I don't know how I'd react. Very scary. I'd be like,
no,
look,
can
I retire?
It's like, you remember the old story about when George Foreman fought Muhammad Ali, and George Foreman went crazy on Muhammad Ali and rope-a-dope, and he said, "That's all you got?" And George said, "Yes."
Yep.
Right? So, like, yeah, man, just imagine. It's like we see it in the movies all the time. The big dude gets sucker punched, and he act like the guy just bit him. You know, he turned around like, "Oh, this is what we doing."
Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Breaking news from today, or the big news edition, it's breaking, but Vic Fangio, he is going to be the Dolphins' defensive coordinator, according to Adam Schefter, after considering other defensive coordinator positions. Fangs up, dude.
Guess what? You know what I would say to that?
Yep.
Is that we can talk all we want about it not being about money, but being the highest paid DC, it is about money.
Of course.
Okay.
Would you know, good for him. If you have that many teams and good teams and high name coaches vying for your services, he deserves to be paid a lot.
No. And he also deserves the ability to take his time when making that decision. Like, what is wrong with you?
A little much, but I'll overlook it. The most important thing is the team. You know, I'm a team guy. They call me Team Guy Tobes.
Nah, I could tell you what they call you in a shorter phrase.
Seems like you sold us out in the first hour, though.
Fraud.
What?
Yeah.
Fraud.
Pretty much.
Your last 3 days would be deemed fraudulent activity when it comes to the handling of a situation.
Guy says, pull up the top 5 power slap. There's a black guy in there. How about that?
Is there?
I don't know.
No.
Taking the Texas word for it.
I mean, top 5. How can you be top 5? This has been going on for 2 minutes.
Well, in Dana White's power slap, there has been. But, I mean, slapping has been going on for a while.
Let me tell you something. There is nothing more demeaning to a man than getting slapped.
Somebody says, how does he train for the hit? Can he work with Tua? We already have Leroy for that. Leroy has said that he's going to teach Tua how to fall.
Really? I mean,
yeah.
Sitting there, I see spots too. Well, who gonna help me?
I don't know. You told us you were going to teach Tua when you saw him on the golf course.
I mean, just tell him, don't, like, dude.
Whatever, dude. Just give him the advice when you see him on the 9th. You know?
I love the way we call quarterbacks fragile while not getting on the offensive line for not protecting them. There's nobody who gets rid of the ball quicker than Tua. How the hell is he getting hit so much? Anybody ever brought that up? No, we just called Tua fragile. He gets rid of the ball quicker than anybody. He's still getting busted up in the back. Perhaps we should make a more conscious effort to protect Tua, understanding he's doing everything he can to get rid of the football. How's that?
Stall McRib says Fangio's name is Fangs. Tobin's nickname is Frauds.
Yep.
Onlyfrauds.com.
Fraud.
Dolphin Kane says Greg Little. That's how. Well,
Greg Little.
Yeah,
Boom!
Dolphins lineman. Jesse Davis, Greg Little,
Now,
Meikenberg.
that being said, can we at least admit that the offensive line did a much better job of protecting him than they did in the previous year?
Listen, hard to go worse than the worst.
I'm just saying.
I mean, they did go up.
It's trending in the right direction.
I mean, Teron Armstead had to basically go out there, like a walking game of operation to be respectable.
Hey, that's why they pay you the big bucks, dude.
That is why they pay him the big bucks. He could have.
I mean, in spite of your injury, if you played any other position, people would question your durability. But the fact is, he is so good that they said, if we get 12 or 13 out of him, we're still doing okay.
I feel like we need him to just spend all of this offseason basically in a
hyperbaric
chamber.
hyperbaric chamber.
Just whatever it takes. Just heal. Yeah. Don't move, Teron. Just
the thing is,
stay there.
I'm gonna tell you,
move.
Tobin, I'm gonna tell you from firsthand experience. You think that an off season is long enough, and the second you do anything physical, all that stuff comes back.
Yeesh.
And I can't. I'm telling you, I went through a whole off season avoiding surgery on my shoulder, and the first day of practice, I lifted my arm up, and it was like nothing. I did nothing the whole off season. So
what should he do?
I don't know. I played that whole year, and then I had surgery after that, and then I was like, oh, I'm done.
Great. Well, it doesn't make me feel fantastic going.
Well, no, it's just like I just think that sometimes we can understand the situation better if we know or understand what the person or the player is actually going through. And I can tell you that people just assume that with a whole off season that these guys are going to come back 100% healthy. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes there was a couple of off seasons I didn't stop limping until the first week of July. And camp started at the end of July. And that's the nature of it. That it's sometimes it just happens that way. But I remember my first couple of years, I'd be banged up, have bumps and bruises, little swelling all over. And in 2.5 weeks, I was back at it. I was good. Then that time period stretched a little more, until my last year when I got done and we went through the off season and I was, doing my little workouts and whatever. I realized on July 4th, when it's usually the cutoff I stop drinking, stop partying, get my body and, ready to deal with two-a-days, I was still limping.
Another headline. South Florida man bites head off of pet python during domestic dispute.
I saw that.
Yup.
So let me get this straight. He got in an argument with his girl, and and he figured he was gonna hurt her by biting the head of a snake off.
It's from CBS Miami. A Cutler Bay man is accused of biting the head off a woman's pet snake during a domestic dispute. According to Miami-Dade police, officers were sent to Saga Bay apartment complex to check out reports of a couple arguing. When they arrived, they could hear the fight between a man and a woman ongoing. They knocked on the door several times, made loud verbal commands to open the door. The fight continued as the door remained closed. At one point, the officers heard the woman scream and kicked it in. When they forced their way in, they saw a woman about 2 feet from the door and a person she was fighting with, identified as 32-year-old Kevin Mayorga, running behind the door and closed it, according to police. One of the officers used his taser on Mayorga to no effect. He was then removed from the apartment. Police say he actively resisted and at one point struck an officer in the face with his arm, which had a handcuff on it. causing an abrasion on the officer's face. Police said Mayorga continues to resist when he's taken to the ground. It was at that point the woman told the officers that he had bitten off the head of her pet ball python. The dead snake was found inside the apartment with its head detached. Mayorga was taken into custody and charged with resisting an officer, violence, false imprisonment, and animal cruelty.
False imprisonment?
Yeah.
Huh.
Probably didn't let her leave.
That's a domestic dispute where nobody gets hit. Isn't that weird?
Well, yeah, it doesn't. I don't think it said that she got struck. It just says they were screaming loud.
Okay, well that's Tuesday.
And then he bit the snake off.
Well, I mean, like, I don't know.
Ball python, that's not small.
Yeah, yeah, right. But wait,
you read is just so shocking.
Here's
I'm
the
trying
other
to
thing.
find the words to say.
Here's the other thing. You think there was drugs involved? Because you bit the head off of a snake, you fought police officers, you got tased twice, and you still had the strength to yield some handcuffs and hurt somebody. But I would say this, officers, I appreciate what you do. I do. It's a hard job. And so many of you are, bad people do bad things, not bad cops. Okay? But I'm going to say this. If you handcuffing somebody, handcuff them. Don't go at it half-assed, because then you have a guy, you've basically given the guy a weapon to start swinging around.
That is what happened to this officer. He got one right in the eye.
What are you doing?
They said they found
handcuff him.
Local 10 says the severed head was found right next to the entry of the door. Wow.
He spit out the evidence before they tased him.
How does that even happen?
Can I just look? I get queasy when my steak is too rare. I'm definitely not putting my lips on a live animal and biting them. The hell's wrong with people? See, hey, again, that wasn't happening in my hood. Nobody's.
Is that kind of sad that
I'm so mad at you? I'm gonna bite the head off your snake.
That I live close to that area?
You're nervous,
right? No.
You're
But
near
they
the
ain't
snake
have
fighter?
no birds, so everybody was safe.
Guys, this guy says, I read it and thought that he was fighting the snake. I think he was. It sounds like he won.
And he won.
Wait, so my question is, he got arrested.
Yep.
But only for the things that occurred when the cops got there.
Well, he bit the snake before they got in there. You're not allowed to bite a snake's head off. That's animal cruelty.
Is it?
He got charged with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a pet.
Aren't we trying to kill them? The pythons?
I think Burmese is the one that's invasive. I don't think ball is.
I don't know. Can I just tell you? To me, a snake is a snake. I don't know if it's poisonous, if it's big, if it's little. If I see a snake, I'm out. I tried to close the garage door on one last year.
I mean, I don't think he's going to jail for a long time. I mean, I'm sure he'll get like a fine or something like that.
He ain't going to jail for, come on.
Well, he's in jail right now. He's on $15,000 bond. So
wow, really?
Yep.
That's a lot.
Well, yeah. I'm with. I mean,
here's the problem.
It's for the punch of the cop. That's why.
Well, he didn't punch the cop. The cop gave him a weapon.
Swung the handcuffs and hit the cop in the eye.
Yeah, but that wasn't on purpose. I mean, look, again, if you're handcuffing the guy, handcuff him so he can't use your handcuffs as a weapon.
According to them, they said the woman said kick in the door.
They told him to kick in the door?
The woman did.
The
woman who owned the snake.
So they came in.
Yep.
Well, I got to tell you, what's wrong with y'all folks?
Biting snakes.
We got our problems in the hood, but it ain't that. I ain't never got a call and say, ooh, the cops are across the street. What happened? Oh yeah, Junebug bit the head off of his girlfriend's snake, and now the cops are over there, and there's a situation.
Jean Pierre says ball pythons are docile, Leroy.
What does that mean?
Calm, like they're not aggressive.
It's a snake,
A
dude.
snake. Is a
I
snake-
ain't
Oh,
asking.
that's it.
Like it was like remember that picture I sent to you?
Mhm.
And you told me it was like one of the 10 most deadliest snakes in the world for reasons. I think you did that just to mess with me.
Possible.
Right?
He definitely did.
Along with somebody said, hey, if you go in there and poke around, if you leave for 10 minutes and come back, he'll be gone.
It says the biggest ball python will get is like 6 feet.
Dude,
Nothing.
can I just tell you, if a 6-foot snake went across the grass right here, I'd poop on myself. Straight deuces. And it ain't nowhere near me.
Take a break.
I get scared at those lizards that barely have legs, the little black things that it almost look like a snake. I'm scared of a big worm. Them big ass worms that you know when it start raining and then the big worms come out. Oh, terrified. Dude, I don't do snakes.
I gotta say though, like I hate judging people off of looks, but like judging people off a mugshot. I look at this fella and I'm like, I can see it. He looks like a snake biter.
Who knew that was a category?
Y'all crazy.
Python. You tell me, Leroy. I'll put it up here. Just tell me if you think this guy looks like he'd bite a python.
Let's see if he was on some kind of narcotics or something. That's what I'm looking for. Whoa! First of all, if he looks like that,
is he
I'm
smiling?
curious.
Looks like a smirk.
A smirk. No, he probably, I'm gonna be honest with you, he probably cleaned his teeth trying to get all that snake out of it.
Man.
He does, yeah, he does.
This guy's going worldwide. I just found on Twitter, India Times. Bizarre. Florida man bit the head off of pet python.
I wonder what she looks like. Because I want to see if they make a couple.
Something tells me like WSVN or Local 10 will track her down.
Make an interview.
You know, Will Mantle, the heater on the road. Maybe Will can go interview her.
Oh, God.
Take a break. Back after this. 15 minutes of heat here for you on 560 WQAM. Take you up till 2. Got a little Goosies, no Goosies coming up in about 10 minutes. You guys can text us at 305-567-0560. Guy says, how's that new Marlin going to arbitration? The damage is done, my friend. Well, he won. I saw that. Luis Arias, the batting champ. I think it was a $6 million or $6.5 million versus $5 million. But apparently he was going to arbitration anyway, I think with the Twins. So I think that just converts. I mean, I guess the Marlins could have, gone to him and said, well, they could have just given him the $6 million. But I guess he was already headed for arbitration.
Well, usually how that works is he was asking for 10. Right? I mean, he's making $5 million, and they decided.
I think that with the Marlins wanted to pay him 5. He won 6.5, and he got 6.5.
Okay,
so he wins.
All right.
Heat back in action tonight, taking on the New York Knicks. Tip-off set for 7:30 from the Mecca, bro. Coverage is set to start at 6:15 with preheat. Alejandro Solana getting you going. We should find out tonight. Bam and Jimmy being named to the All-Star team. If Jimmy doesn't make it, I'll be okay. If Bam doesn't make it, I riot.
Where are we riding? Where do I meet you?
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm flipping cars.
I gotta figure some things out, but we're riding.
Hey, no one drive tonight. You know why?
Hmm?
I'm flipping cars.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Really?
You know me, Mr. Angry.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Guy says,
I wonder, you know what? I was thinking about something. How does the slap game work with a beard?
I think you're allowed it.
No, but I'm saying I would be like a woolly mammoth. I'd have,
Yeah.
Are you thinking that's extra cushion?
There's one guy there who's named Slap Jesus, and he has a beard.
Ooh,
You have
think
no
I can
chance
sneak little?
You have no chance in the slap league, Tobin.
Why?
You can't
Babyface?
grow no facial hair.
That's not true, dude. I shave every day. That's why I look like this. If I wanted to,
He
I
actually
could
shaved
look
this
like a
commercial
woodland
break.
creature.
There's no dude.
Dude, I listen. I could do it if I wanted to. I choose not to. This is the look I like.
That is a lie.
No, I definitely could. They do, dude. I could.
Think I can hide thumbtacks in here?
Huh?
That'll teach them.
Like booby traps in your beard?
Yeah, that's not against the rules, dude. They said no flinching. Not
No,
no
the
booby
truth
traps.
is, dude, I could look like Birdman Anderson if I wanted to. I choose not to.
Don't say that name.
I could though.
No.
That is not true.
It's
call
true.
BS.
It's true, dude. Yeah.
You're not.
But I'm like a Peaky Blinder. Like I shave like with a straight edge. I do.
When was the last time you shaved?
Like before I got here.
No,
That's why I
before
look like
this
this.
segment, actually, I
You
saw
shaved last month.
That's not true, dude. I do. I'm a freaking. I have to keep it going.
Hair?
How
long would it take you to grow a beard?
I mean, I have one tomorrow if you want to. Whatever
Okay.
you want.
We want to.
Nah,
Friday.
I'm not gonna be peer pressured into a
No.
look.
We want to see
That's
it.
fine, but I mean,
We
you
want
guys,
to see.
you guys don't have my back
Birdman.
on things.
We
Like
wanna see
you
Birdman.
guys are always trying to
If
get.
I
I'm not
didn't
gonna
shave-
reward you.
If I didn't shave for 2 weeks,
Hmm?
it'd be ridiculous. I look damn near like Marcos.
I'm a little confused though. Like usually when someone grows a beard, that becomes the evil version. I feel like if Tobin grew a beard, that'd be the nice version.
I look like some Zen guru.
Yeah, exactly.
No, dude, come on. You cannot grow a beard.
Fangio, take all the time
There-
you want.
All the pictures I've ever seen of you,
That a boy.
not
Zen-
one of them has you with
No,
a
you would not
mustache
say that.
or a beard.
Zen Tobin would be like, if Bam doesn't make tonight, it is fine. Life goes on.
I'm happy and I'm sad.
Tobin,
No worries.
have you ever show me a picture with you
That
with a
makes me
mustache?
comfortable.
Just a mustache. I wouldn't even say facial hair.
Why would I have a mustache, dude? Mustache. What is this? The 80s? Am I a detective? I have the look that I have because I choose to.
What am I, a detective? Oh god.
How do you wiggle out of this? You can't grow facial hair.
It's my hair. It's tough for you to have that type of evidence. I'm
can
a frequent
see,
shaver.
I can see a little shadow from here.
Yeah, that just happened too. Like,
You making it sound like if you don't shave, my grandfather used to shave in the morning, and then if he had to go somewhere at night, he had to shave again.
Yeah, samesies.
Dude,
Me and Gramps, the same. I'm a 2 shaver. You know?
What if I told you this was a prosthetic?
Prosthetic beard.
Tyler Hero, by the way, this was interesting. He told Barry Jackson, Miami Herald, on the Kevin Durant trade talks this summer. He goes, quote, I think I was in the KD talks more than anything, seeing if that would ever open up, which I understand. It's Kevin Durant.
Real mature.
I appreciate that.
That's the second thing he's
You
been
know what
mature
sucks about that? Because you only read the quotes that validate the crap you say.
That's not true, dude.
That is,
That's not true. But it is interesting that
you go for KD.
That's right, though. I'm glad that he thinks that way because even Tyler's got to be like, I can get it. It's Kevin Durant. It's not an insult to be traded for Kevin Durant. It's not. You know, if I'm going to sit here and say traded for John Collins, I can understand Tyler getting upset about that. But I would never do that. That's my guy, boy wonder.
Is he?
Yep. So if like down the road, like Luka becomes available, or something like that, he's not gonna hold it against me.
So what happened here?
What do you mean?
Look at this picture.
You can't just hold up a meme and say that that's history. That's not allowed. This isn't hieroglyphics. Okay, this is in J-Fig's ancient Egypt.
What?
Egypt though.
Egypt.
Cool.
Egypt is what Tyler Hero is if he was a pharaoh.
Yeah.
Egypt. Or Idris Elba.
Dade South is the only thing Tobin shaves his meat for gyros.
Point.
I actually had to do that when I did concessions at Hard Rock Stadium. I had in the Miami sub stand. We had to shave the Euro meat.
I don't know.
Tzatziki sauce, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it looks like a meat spindle, right? And I don't know where it comes from, but it's delicious. And I'm sold you could put tzatziki sauce on anything and it'll taste delicious. I found myself dipping a wing in it once.
I worked at Gyroville for about 3 days. Kept eating the tzatziki. Got fired.
Really?
I would just wash the dishes in the back and eat the tzatziki.
They man,
I regret nothing.
Pretty wild.
They used to have, you know what they have? They have those little, like, I guess down here they would call them food trucks, but they're like stands in Cleveland, and they would have chicken and gyros, and that's what we would. After you go out, there was always those stands. You go ahead on and get your
That street food.
Street food.
Yeah.
Don't hate the street meat, dude.
I don't.
You know what? Nashville had that.
You can't even talk. You can't even talk. South Florida has roadside shrimp.
But I gotta say,
you buy it though, Leroy.
No, I don't.
Stop trying to bully me into a beard, though, guys. Like, grow up.
I'm not bullying you into a beard. You can't grow one.
No, I can't, dude. I choose not to.
No, stop. Tobin, look at me. Give me one good reason why I should believe you.
I'm Tobin.
You're not helping your case.
That is not a reason. You can't grow a beard, dude.
Oh, I definitely could.
I could already tell. I could look at your face. People that could grow beards, they have like a different type of dust after they don't shave for a couple of days.
Dude,
you got nothing.
I keep it dustless. That's why. They call me Long John Silver. Yarr.
Why do they call you Long John?
Is it dustless?
Pirate beard,
Dude, you can't grow a beard.
We're giving away a dual number custom jersey signed by Mark Duper and Mark Clayton, plus a meet and greet with the Marx Brothers at Sinbad Sports in the shops of Pembroke Gardens this Saturday from 12 p.m. until 2 p.m. Go to sinbadsports.com for details. But if you guys want to win it, text the word Sinbad right now to 20357. That's Sinbad, S-I-N-B-A-D, to 20357. If you're right, you're entered for a chance to win little goosies. No goosies. Back after this.
Goosey.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Streaming live on YouTube. If you missed any of the show, you guys can go watch it all. Miami 560 WQAM. You guys get the Tobin and Leroy podcast on all your podcasts.
Go rewatch The Fraud.
Dude, I'm not a fraud. Stop saying that. I let you have your fun.
What do you call a guy that has COB and then all of a sudden his fangs up?
Guy says Tobin has as much beard as a Sphinx cat.
Yes.
Another guy says Tobin will look like Fitzpatrick if he wanted to. Yeah, I just don't want to look like a show pony.
Well, really?
It's true.
Dude, you can't grow facial hair. It's okay.
Oh, dude, I can't. Listen, that's just because I got a baby butt face right now. I'm smooth as it gets, like a seal.
Look, see this right here?
Yep.
That's just 2 days.
Yeah, well, I don't even give it that time, you know.
But here's the thing. People who can grow beards, this is what you see after a couple of days of not shaving.
I know, but it hasn't been a couple days, dude. It's been a couple hours. I shaved at like 8 a.m. Give me a break.
This is how you looked yesterday before you shaved.
I also shaved right before the show. That's when I shave.
Oh, you shave every day.
They call me the shaver.
They call you the shaver? Okay.
Marcos, what do we got for Goosies, no Goosies?
Coming in at number 1, the shaver. Vic Fangio. Officially official. Does that give you Goosies or no Goosies?
Goosies galore, dude. I knew it. He was going to keep through.
Goosies galore.
My guy Fangs. Fangs up.
Goosies galore.
My man. The Fang man.
All right. I definitely have the Goosies because you now have this defensive talent with one of the most influential defensive coaches in the game. You know, like there's a few guys that you can think of right off the top of your head as far as defensive guys. You got Dick LeBeau. Everybody knows Dick LeBeau, and you have Dom Capers.
Yep.
Bill Belichick, Vic Fangio, and then Buddy Ryan. Right? Like these are all guys who are synonymous with, you know, defense. So yeah, I got the Goosies.
J-Fig?
I know you can't see me right now, but yeah, I have Goosies.
Goosies. Marcos?
Why can't we see you when you control that?
Because my Wi-Fi has been acting up this past hour.
Yeah.
Show pony Wi-Fi.
Lots of meetings going on.
Marcos?
Goosies.
Goosies. Yeah, we're all in agreement.
It's a goose sweep.
It's a goose sweep, dude. Knew it was going to happen.
It didn't sweep too much. Look at J-Fig. She's
What's
in a
number 2?
Hunter position.
What's number 2, Marcos?
Number 2, Jimmy Butler had a championship quote. Tobin, do you have the quote available?
Oh, dude.
Championship quote.
If you guys didn't hear this earlier today, this gave me the Goosies. It's a spoiler on mine, but it might go to galore on this, all right?
Ooh.
He says, when asked about Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, he says, honestly, I see a lot of myself when you talk about the career path, the trajectory of everything. They figured it out. They realize they belong in this league. They're constantly proving they belong in this league. And not only that, they've gotten better every single year, and they're going to continue to get better every single year. And before you know it, we're all going to end up winning a championship together because I don't plan on going anywhere. Tyler doesn't plan on going anywhere, and Bam doesn't plan on going anywhere. So we're going to have to figure it out. Goose is loose, dude. Goosies galore.
Goosies galore.
And the fact that anybody wants to poo-poo this is insulting.
Well, buckle up.
Because
these are all things that we already know, and I appreciate his comments, but I don't get the Goosies for it.
J-Fig?
I will not be the poo-pooer, and I'm going to say that gave me Goosies.
Good. That's how it should be. Marcos?
Yeah, man. How do you not get Goosies off of
I'm
that?
saying,
He's promising
dude.
a championship.
Right.
Goosies.
Which, yes, he does every like 6 months.
Yeah.
But
so
still,
basically,
he's
you're
pretty close.
excited. You're excited about hearing about the championship, but the progress of Bam and Tyler we talk about every day.
Yeah, but I
So
like.
how
I
is
like.
that new? The only
I
way
li-
it would give you Goosies is if that is news to you. That's
No,
not
that's
news.
not true. Just because something is recurring doesn't mean it can't give you the Goosies. The sunrise every day could give you the Goosies. It happens every day. Do the Goosies get any less?
Really?
No, they don't.
First of all, Neanderthal,
Love
I
the
don't
sunrise.
picture you going to the beach and sitting down with your butt in the sand, just looking out over the water and checking out the sun. Stop
and
it.
retiring somehow.
Retiring.
Trust me, dude. I love watching the sunrise.
No,
And I
you
gotta
don't.
tell you,
Get
I
the
gotta tell you, I'm also a stargazer. I love watching some stars
Where do you see them?
everywhere. But nothing. I tell you what, Tennessee, nothing like the stars in Tennessee.
That is true.
What would you expect from the Moonshine State? You know,
Man, I
Wow.
love them.
Stars.
That was pretty deep.
what the hell?
I don't know.
That's me.
Stop joining, JP.
I need
Jesus
to.
Christ.
Marcos, what are we at right now? What do we got? Number 3?
Yeah, number 3. Aaron Rodgers. Old ayahuasca, as he goes by, right? I don't know. To Vegas, apparently. Devontae Adams hinting at a reunion on Twitter.
Yeah, did you guys see this? He tweeted
not,
out,
actually.
yeah, he was like, what neighborhood is Aaron Rodgers going to go to? And he goes, mine.
Wow.
So Devontae Adams throwing
Wow.
some
Man,
Vegas fodder
you
out
want
there.
to talk about a show pony?
Wow.
Dude was just talking about being
Reunited.
reunited with his quarterback,
Oh, don't forget Hall of Fame quarterback.
Hall of Fame quarterback, and now all of a sudden he's rats off his ship. And hey, Aaron Rodgers, come on, come on.
That being said,
He's got a little Tobin in him.
That being said, slight Goosies. I like to see Aaron Rodgers in a new situation and one that's not the Jets, quite frankly.
Goosies.
Dude, you're gonna
You
be the
wouldn't let
first
us get
one
away with
talking
that.
about his ayahuasca and relaxing and all that stuff. You're gonna be the first one talking about that, and now all of a sudden you got the Goosies because he might change teams. I ain't
Yeah.
buying it.
J-Fink's right, too. You wouldn't let us get away with
You
that.
wouldn't. Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean?
Slight
You would not
Goosies?
allow us to say slight.
You can't have
Goosies.
slight
You're
Goosies.
either goosed up or you're not.
There you
Oh,
go.
goosed up.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That was a lot easier than I expected, to be honest.
I know.
Goosies.
I mean, like Tobin tried to be one of those nighttime goose that you can't see, that's just sitting on the side of the road.
Well,
I
do you
can see
do
that.
you have the Goosies, Leroy?
No,
Oh, wow. All right.
no, this fraud was just talking about how great Derek Carr was.
But Derek Carr's not coming back.
On to the next one.
Yikes.
On to Cincinnati is what he just did.
You calling him a QB floozy?
Yep.
Wow. What about you, J Fig? You got the Goosies for a possible Aaron Rodgers on the Raiders?
No.
Huh.
I
No
am also
Goosies.
with Leroy.
What about you, Marcos?
Yeah, I'm going to go no Goosies. I don't care. Just retire Aaron Rodgers.
No Goosies.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers ain't retiring for that
Nah, that
Yeah.
checks
58 million he got coming.
Mhm.
Nope.
I can't blame him.
What about number 4, Marcos?
Number 4, right here in our backyard. Kodak Black's going to be there.
Is he
possibly.
really?
Nah, I don't know. The NHL All-Star Game. So are you
probably
Googling now to
is.
see if he's going to be there? I don't think he's going to be there.
Check his Instagram. see if
Dismissively
he's in
looking
there.
at something else just because it's disgusting.
Okay.
Scoundrel.
Oh, wow. Okay. Continue. NHL All-Star Game. Goosies or no Goosies, good sir?
I think it's a lot of cool stuff that's around town,
Yep.
but I can't say I've gotten the Goosies, to be honest with you.
No Goosies.
See, I'm different.
Tough crowd.
I think anytime you can get an event like this in your hometown,
Mm-hmm.
that you have to be excited about it. Like this is literally right down the street from me.
Yep.
I got an NHL All-Star game.
Awesome. How many
Are you
games are you going to?
going?
How many
I was
you
just
going
gonna
to
ask.
there, Mr.
Yeah.
That's
Goose?
not the point.
That's not the point. The facts have changed.
Fraud.
No, that's not the point.
Fraud
The
Goose.
point is that we got the All-Star game in our city.
Yeah.
That you're not going to.
That's good. Why would I go?
Even if your leg was healthy.
Why would I go?
It's fun. Hockey's
That
fun.
doesn't.
fun.
Of course,
I like
it
going to Panthers games.
is. It is certainly. TV doesn't do hockey justice.
True.
But
That's
that
true.
being said, we are an event town, and you have one of the biggest events of the NHL season in your town. That gives me the Goosies.
J-Fig?
Anytime something is here, I'm goosed up. It's very rare that happens. So I had
There's
to-
more here. There's more hockey fans than there are UFC fans. And guess what? If UFC came down here, you definitely have the Goosies, right?
But I'm going to go.
Okay. But you still have the Goosies.
I'm going to be cage side, dude.
But you still have the Goosies
Hope gets those good seats.
because it's an event you like down here. I am putting my personal feelings aside and saying any big time event down here is good for the city.
That's fair. That's fair. Marcos?
I got Goosies, man. Like Leroy, I have Goosies, but I will not go. And I'm just excited. You know, I like stuff in our city.
Goosies.
Yeah. Like when you talk about concerts,
Yeah.
when you say, "Ooh, guess who's coming?"
I get all
Ooh,
the
guess
Goosies.
like yeah.
Bay's
Everybody
coming.
gets excited to like this person's doing is making a tour stop here.
Well,
Well, you know
listen.
what? I get excited a lot too because nobody wants to drive down here.
As a proud member of the Beehive, I am excited about her coming down here.
But you're
just-
not
You
going.
just called her Bay.
Yeah.
All right. Are you going? Because they're like $900 tickets.
Oh, no, I'm not going. I mean, it's a little out of my
No,
budget, but I
right.
still have the Goosies that she's coming. She
Mhm.
chose us.
Who
She
has
didn't choose us.
$900 tickets in their budget?
You got to be, you got to respect the old Beehive. But that being said, I don't like what
Are you a
guys
bee?
just said
Are you a
about her?
member of the Beehive or a Swiftie?
Beehive.
Beehive.
Beehive. But
Yeah.
honestly, more than anybody, I'm part of the Rehive.
Ooh.
Yeah, I am too.
When's she coming
I
down
am
here?
too.
Super Bowl.
She
She's
is-
doing the Super Bowl.
She,
She's not
is,
coming down.
she is easy on the ears and the eyes.
Last Goosies, Marcos. What do we got? Quickly
Last
through it.
Goosies.
like-
I think Dan Day also had the Goosies.
Dan Day does have the Goosies. He will possibly be in attendance.
You
for
know what? He's
Beyonce.
actually gone on the road to see Rihanna. I think he
He
followed
has.
her around.
He did
yeah.
follow her around.
That man loves
He
Rihanna.
now
Really?
has a restraining
I gotta
order,
tell
but
you.
it was fun.
I thought you were talking about. I thought he could get into a hockey game just by being a hockey stick.
No Dan Day slander.
What do we got?
He's in the background.
Tyreek Hill skeptical about Tom Brady's retirement. Rapid fire, goose or no goosies?
You have the screenshot, J-Fig, of this of Tyreek Hill. I know you had some computer issues. If that's it, yeah, there you go.
Ooh.
Tyreek Hill. Everybody holding that TB12 post. He says he's done this time. LOL. He doesn't buy it.
Ah.
Hey,
I got
It's
the
not by-
I got the Goosies because you know what? I'm glad that Tyreek Hill smells a rat.
Goosies.
You know what? I appreciate that from Tyreek Hill. He says that he doesn't filter things. Says it like it is.
I have the Goosies because, like, yeah, I think he's done.
Goosies.
I think this is it, and it's about time we start. You know, I guess we can only do this when you're done, but now it's time to look back and go, wow, look at what this guy did in 23 years in the NFL. Because while you're playing against him, you don't want to hear the Tom Brady stuff.
You
He's
think?
done. So
I have the Goosies because he called him out.
Yes, me too.
But
Goosies.
I still believe he's gonna retire. Hopefully this time for real, as he says.
Marcos?
I have goosies because anything Tyreek Hill does, I'm a fan of.
Goosies.
That is
Yep.
true.
That's
Enjoy.
our show, everybody. We gotta go. Hockman and Crowder are up next.
were you in flip-flops?
No, I was in my frog socks.
I just call those socks.
Because the old love chess, especially in the park. The old don't like to rush. Free dinners. The old love free meals. You know, because the old aren't very good with technology.
Okay.
I'm going to lose respect for you, Fangs. I'm not going to call you Fangs anymore. I'm going to call you something else. Fangs up.
Hope you mother have a good day.